I forgot to turn off my music when I started streaming.
Oh
Hmm?
yeah.
Rookie mistake.
It's not the first time I've made that rookie mistake, and whatever.
It won't be the last.
Rob Thomas may slap, but he also may slap me with
One of those big
Wait,
old
the-
strikes.
The
So-
band Matchbox 20? Like
Yeah.
I was without context because I forgot people still listen to them.
Oh no!
Dang, get slapped.
I did too until 3 days ago when I remembered. Oh yeah, Matchbox 20 is the shit, and started listening to them
20.
again. And guess what? I'm really happy about it. I'm not
Matchbox
disappointed about
20 is an American rock band formed in 1995.
it. Yeah, that's
Well,
exactly right.
It is 3 a.m. and I must be lonely or something.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
That's enough. We
exactly
can't say
right.
anymore.
American
we can't
rock
say
band.
anymore.
That's right.
Well,
You're
no,
gonna
if
have to
you
jump
say-
to a new song.
you say the
American rock
lyrics to
band
someone
formed in
else's song.
1995. Yeah, perfect. That's like the golden era of music. I don't know why anybody listens to anything
Well,
that didn't come out between 1991 and 2006.
What?
That was a good
Nothing.
time.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Nothing.
fair enough. Anyway, last time on in the red. Let me make sure everybody's in the right spot. Look at that. I got the overlay right the first time here.
It smells
Yeah.
like the change of the candle has changed. It's changed completely. It smells like someone's making ribs,
hey, Jake,
which
did
is
you
now
change-
more concerning.
What?
Jake, I wonder
did
if
you-
somebody is just making ribs in your apartment building.
You know, it very well may be, but like, it's like almost 8 o'clock. Who's making ribs at 8 o'clock?
Maybe
I
they're
mean,
finishing.
They smell
ribs at 8
smoked.
o'clock.
They smell smoked though,
Well,
Ooh.
which is completely different smell than just like the barbecue sauce.
that's true.
Right?
Maybe somebody just came home from Costco. They got ribs there.
That's true.
You never eaten a Costco rotisserie chicken alone in your car by yourself?
Ooh.
You really live
That is a very specific thing right there. Just full disclosure, super specific. Is everything
Oh,
okay?
It is now. I
Jake,
don't
did you change editing permissions on the Google Doc because
I
it is
did.
asking?
I told him not to share notes because I think you guys are relying too much on notes. Just
Valid.
play the game. Like
Oh,
play the
did you
game,
really?
and if
Okay,
you think
all right.
stuff's important, jot it down yourselves. Like
All
don't
right,
make
'cause
him
la-
the scriptorium.
Yeah.
Last week, while we were in the middle of battle, I spent 10 minutes trying to figure out if I was asking for access to the correct document, and thought I was gonna send a request to some random person because I don't know what document this is. But all right, that's
Yeah. There's no reason for you to rely so heavily on his 30 pages of notes.
it was like
But-
46 last time I saw it, but
This-
Even
Your
more
point-
the case. Like just play the game. Like we'll figure it out as we go.
okay.
You have a much more streamlined question document, which is
Yes.
going to be much more useful to you all, I think.
Anyway,
Speaking of which, I'll pull
who's
that up.
going in the box?
Oh yeah. So you guys
You're in the
left off
Shadowfell
last
right now.
week with Serena telling you someone needs to go in the Shadowfell box, otherwise bad stuff will happen. Ready, go, I guess.
I had a
you've-
quick. I
Mhm.
wanted clarity. I don't remember. Is healing needed for the people? You kind of mentioned.
You're down.
I thought it
You
was
have not
stabilized.
checked on them at all, so you're not sure.
Yeah,
thought
it's
somebody-
just
Yeah,
the card.
we need to
I
do
think
a lot
somebody
of.
splashed some healing.
Well,
no,
is
not
it-
yet.
Nice.
Isn't Morty still down, or
Yep.
did we
And
revive
in the
him?
Shadowfell and able to punch this guy in the face.
Morty, you are currently unconscious, I think.
Yep.
And I mean, you see the brother of Serena, Ornath, kind of frantically, manically muttering in the gloomy spookiness of this of this realm.
Does he see me?
Are you doing anything to hide?
I mean, is there something to hide? I mean, are we in? Within the Shadowfell, there's
Mhm.
shadowy reminiscence of what's in the main realm, correct?
Yes.
Like if there's a building there, it's like there's a shadowy like representation of it. So I'm outside of the mayor's place.
Mhm.
He can't see me, right? Because he's inside. I'm outside.
Yeah, I suppose that's probably true. I guess like you probably can't see him either, but you can definitely hear his like semi-frantic muttering.
Is that bird here?
Which bird?
The big bird.
The bird enemy
The
that was
corona-
our
The one that we
the
killed last
The
week.
killed bird is that bird
Corona
here.
row. Whatever it was.
Oh, the big like nasty monster.
The thing that almost killed us. And
Yeah.
maybe the reason.
I think it successfully killed you. It unconscious
it
you.
is not currently here.
Oh, that's good.
You don't know if that means it got shunted somewhere else in the Shadowfell, or if it just like
God
got
bless.
shunted here and flew off. But it does not currently appear to be here. Importantly, you are not in. You're not in the material realm to know that Serena is telling your associates that someone needs to go in the box.
Yep.
Your
I think
friends are very clear on the fact that someone needs to go in the box, but don't really have an access point to get to the box in order to put someone in the box.
And I'm still dying.
You're still bleeding. Yeah.
Still bleeding.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cast a cure wounds at level 2 on Jake
Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
because I want to save my my 3rd level slots. 10 points is what you get back.
I'm back.
Just really quick, Dimitri, had you communicated anything about what you saw in the Shadowfell in the midst of battle with us, or no?
No, because we were still in the middle of the battle. What I saw was her brother, whoever the dude's brother was, or the girl's brother was, Serena's brother. What was his name? I forgot.
Duval.
DeVale.
Duvel. Duvel.
Durham DeVale.
Durham Duvel. I saw him.
Duvel.
I flipped him off.
Duval.
You did flip him off a
Richard
lot.
Duval.
I flipped him off a lot.
Wait, I
This,
don't
this
know if
poor
this is
guy
happening.
who came to save his sister, like,
Does
fuck
he?
him.
Ah, damn, I didn't look. I should have checked if he's like missing stuff. Like he doesn't have like a shoe on or like.
That's
You know,
the
like-
material world.
But like
That's
I
the
didn't know if he
material
got like
world.
pushed into the like it was a projection of himself. Damn, I should have checked.
He's
'Cause
not
that's
a
funny.
material girl.
So from last week, if I'm remembering correctly, this is also Dimitri's inner thoughts because of sick voice. But going out into
This is what
everyone's
Dimitri sounds like in his head.
in his head. Yes, this is
His
what he
way
sounds like. In his
sexy
head.
morning voice in his
Yes,
head all
he
the
does.
time.
Dimitri's
Yeah.
voice
All
is
the time.
octave low at all times.
But so I tell the group about the box, the coffin thing with the amulet that's like this big. One half
It's
of it.
not that big. It's a very reasonable 4-inch ovular shape.
And I saw like one half of it, or a portion of it in that realm attached to the box that Serena was in. And I'm assuming that is what Duvel had somehow unlocked and got Serena back here to the real world, or to this material plane.
By and large, that seems like a fairly good recap of what happened.
So, is that what Serena is talking about? That somebody needs to go in the box?
Are you asking her, or are you pontificating in general?
Well, I'm pontificating generally in Dimitri's direction.
I see.
As his inner voice goes on.
As you shout toward Dimitri, who's standing next to Serena, she says, "Yeah, somebody needs to get put in that box."
Can your brother do it?
Who?
Your brother! Oh, no.
Duvel.
What do you mean, my brother?
I knew I was gonna kill this guy! Alright,
Wait. What do you mean? Where's my brother? What do you mean?
Is Duvel your brother?
Durham? Yeah, that's my brother. Is he?
Okay.
Is he
He
here?
came here. He came here and released you, and then he.
Well,
in
that's
the
foolish. But
commotion-
where is he? We should we should.
I
touch
point
base.
to the guy missing shoes, a belt.
in the building.
What? Can I ask, what was the motivation behind gradually stealing his clothes? That's a little.
He's
give you
a
something.
dick.
Oh,
Yeah, to give
that's
me
it?
something to do.
Okay.
Yeah, I had move actions.
I am now actively climbing the side of Mayor Ornat's house to get towards this window.
Rather than just going in and using the stairs. You know how
Absolutely.
dangerous that is, especially for you, right, Spit?
I am aware.
Okay.
Wait, how long does this ring give me until it decides to bring me back? Is it instantaneous? I saw the blink dogs for like a second.
All right. Well,
it's like pretty immediate, yeah.
Okay, then maybe,
while you're climbing
maybe I,
the
like,
side of the
crawl back
house,
down.
I calmly walk up the stairs because I see what you're doing. Remember how I was gonna jump out the window to start fighting, and then I was like,
Can
no,
you-
I'll take the stairs.
Enix, can you, on the way towards the stairs, just gently pull me off of the wall and bring me with you?
You're climbing like
I've
a
made
centimeter
it
at
2
a
feet
time.
at this point.
Yeah, okay. I pluck you off like Baby Yoda and just carry you under the armpits, just like walk you upstairs, and your arms are still
Climbing.
you're still making the
Yeah,
motions.
my eyes are closed in anger. Yeah.
So we get up to the room and I place you down like in front of the window, so you think that you did it.
Yes. Guys, you made it up here super fast.
Okay.
Well, I
Right,
think
Serena,
everybody
here
everybody
your
else is still
brother.
downstairs. I think.
Oh,
Well, I followed up.
All
I
right.
joined.
Gonna quickly talk to everybody that's outside. Be like, who needs healing now?
Oh
And, like,
yeah, we got to do some.
And I'm going
triage.
to just like look at the first like closest people that people are being attended to and mass healing word them just to like instantly just get healing out.
There are 10 people currently unconscious.
I can do it. How many times?
I
can
can make
do-
good berries, and they can shove them down people's throats.
That will kill them.
Yeah.
Dang it.
What
Um,
if I stab people
add
with my spear? It
suffocation
just
to the
hurts
problem.
them at this point.
I
right?
have 7
Yeah, there's
people.
no
I've
like
got
charges left in the spear, so
correct.
6 of them are immediately healed. With the I'm still casting mass healing word.
4 of them are immediately healed.
4 of them are immediately healed. I look at the ones that don't get up, and I'm like, yikes. And then I continue on to the next with my action. I'm going to try to staple them back to life.
Okay.
I got a whole poop ton of cure wounds. Like I used no magics for the entire battle.
Right. So
So-
the issue for at least 2 of them is that they're just dead. They're
Yeah,
not,
that's what I
uh,
figured.
yeah.
I figured 2 of them were just dead at that point.
Um,
And the big guy, of course, I'm going to be being like one of them definitely goes out to Mixture Strong.
he is
Mr.
decidedly
Randall
one
Cobbs.
who is dead.
Oh.
He took the brunt of a breath attack from the Deathbird.
Can we put him in the box?
Yeah,
No,
let's
he's
put
already
the bird
dead.
in
He
the
doesn't
box.
have a
Bad
life
time.
force to
Yeah, no more
energize the
spirits.
Well, she wasn't clear if a live person had to go in the box. She just said someone had to go
You
in the
hear
box.
from over your shoulder, it has to be a live person that goes in the box.
Can we put the
Serena,
bird in the
come
box?
up here.
I can revivify him.
Why don't
Oh,
we
you
just put the
can.
bird in the box?
Can we weekend at Bernie's it? Can like if we make him move, like looks like he's walking his way back upstairs, but he's actually dead. Can we like trick the spirits or whatever they're involved?
Do I know if this guy would, if I could revivify him or not? Like, do I know like how like because of the nature of the necrotic damage, I don't want to waste something that's like, I understand necrotic damage affects. Actually, I don't. How does necrotic damage look in this world? Does it actually drain you and like pulls the force out of you, like the energy essence? Like how does necrotic energy work?
Yeah, like it drains the life energy out of you.
So I think that this would just be like a null effort almost.
You get the distinct impression that like a revivify is
He's
not
like a
gonna solve
raisin.
this. Not raisin, but like there's just like
There's nothing. It's
There's-
like he's withered.
yeah.
Okay.
Like you get the
So-
idea that like in terms of like mechanics, this is like a true resurrection kind of situation.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
Is that what it? I guess now with that looking at, I'm gonna look at the rest. Are there any others that are at that point too?
There
And I'm
are,
gonna-
there
I wanna
are
say,
two others. Yeah.
Then I'm going to, I hate saying this, avoid them
Okay.
and point out to like these guys look savable and like
Yeah.
and like point them out to
That's,
our
I mean,
our
that's
group.
triage. That's the way that goes. So,
Mhm.
yeah, notably, Savage Randall Cobb, Henny the Goblin, and
Ah.
Big, what is his name? Big Henry, the bigger fellow. I don't know.
And Big
are-
Henry,
Henry.
the bigger
Oh.
fellow. That's his name.
The one, the big fella that was putting up a tent early before everyone
Yeah.
else got here.
the
three
one
of
with
them are-
the. Yeah.
yeah, the three of them are dead.
Those were basically the head honchos, save for the druid. Anyway, I'm finished climbing the window. I poke my head out the window. I'm like, Serena, you'll want to come inside to see your brother. We need
she
to
says,
do
"Oh,
something.
great,
advanced."
my brother's here. This is a surprise." And she heads up. In light of last week being all combat, we're gonna say that NX is still responsible for most of the ongoing decisions this week.
I got nothing but bad ideas this week.
That's great.
So yeah.
Bad ideas are better than no ideas, so I'm a big fan. So Enix, that being said, there's 3 dead folks. The rest of the carnies are like distraught, but frankly, like don't know really what to do about it. And Serena is headed up to go see her brother, who you have maimed.
It's Serena. Well, wait. She's coming. Where am I? I'm already upstairs, right?
Mhm.
So she's coming
Mhm.
up to me.
Mhm.
I feel like we should let Serena know that our interaction with Durham so far has not been great.
Sure.
I think the entire time that he's been here, we've been fighting about it, haven't we?
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Like actually, like fighting, and words fighting. Are there? What do I know about the? All the dead folks are carnies, right? Or
Yes,
came from
the
the
dwarves
carnival.
notably rolled better than the carnies did. The dwarves are still intact.
Are there? I have this horrible thought. There's a lot of empty graves in the cemetery right now, and a lot of dead
Notably, they're
bodies.
not empty. Like,
Oh, it was just
Not
a
anymore,
spirit
they
shadows
are.
came out. Like they still have like the stuff that was left in them. It's just like the kind of shadow energy that has come out.
What is there like some sort of tradition? Or we don't want to leave dead bodies just lying on the ground.
Yeah, it's not
So
a great idea.
No,
Pile
it's so
rocks.
it's right. Is there any? Not that I expect the carnies to know, but is there any kind of tradition or ceremony that they have to take care of their carny dead?
Any carny traditions?
Yeah, sure. Why not? They spend a lot of time together.
Gosh. I don't know. You tell me. They respond and tell you what their carny traditions are.
Oh,
But what
boy.
do they tell you their carny traditions are?
Well, there needs to be a big party. I mean, it needs to be this big, like, Norland style, like, lots
Celebration
of
of life.
drinking,
All right.
music. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm honestly more concerned about the dead bodies lying on the ground
Fair.
in front of the cemetery because they go in the cemetery.
So
So,
just pitch them over the wall then.
well,
With a party.
yeah, do the carnies want us to, like, have an open showing? Or do they want us to just, like, pitch them in there and then have a party later?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking you. You're the one having a conversation with them.
Right, that's why I'm asking them. Like, what are
Yeah,
what are
and they
your
tell
traditions?
you.
They're telling you.
I'm okay. I'm telling myself this is
Yeah.
strange.
Okay.
All right. gosh, what do I know about the carnies? So what do I know? What does Enix know about these carnies? Like, I know they're not a culture per se, but would they?
I would say that there are probably, like, I would say that carnivals are likely, traveling carnivals like this are likely semi-institutional, right? So there are, like, kind of norms and values associated with carnival folk that make them distinct. So I think, like, yes, this is, like, there are, like, cultural practices of carnival folk. And as the person asking the question, you are responsible for determining what those are.
My goodness. Well, I feel like what would happen? They still have a lot of their stuff set up outside of town, right?
It is mostly torn down and packed, and they are like they were spending a week like preparing to leave.
Sure.
Like they were gonna wait long enough to like not be seen as like callous when some folks died in the windstorm, and also so Devel could find his sister.
Okay. So in that case, since they are a traveling institution, they don't see home much. They're
Correct.
always, several hundred miles, dozen whatever miles from home. So they would want to set up a small, like they wouldn't want to be buried in town, given the stress that they've brought the town.
And the transient nature of that makes sense.
So they would set up a small little like Oregon style, grave plot out basically where their campsite is.
Okay.
Just saying like they were there, remembering Double Big Henny, and the other two that I've forgotten the names of
Savage
already.
Randall Cobb.
Savage Randall Cobb. Oh man, his gravestone's gonna have his belt.
The belt.
Yeah, just like on an angle, it's gonna look great. And the town that they happen to be visiting, we're responsible to plan the party for the people that died. So that's gonna happen later. But because it's a little uncouth to have a casual conversation about someone's lost brother while there's dead bodies, I would like to help them out, kind of getting carts and whatnot to haul many large people outside of town.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't they? We still have a cart somewhere in town.
You guys
don't
have 2 carts. Yeah, you can easily. I mean, you have enough horses to haul 40 carts, so you can easily haul 3 bodies out to the hillside, where they can appropriately be buried. Yeah.
Okay, so that I want to do that. I also want to talk to Serena, so it's kind of hard to do both things at once.
That's true. Did you want to put someone in charge of assisting moving bodies, or do you want to put someone in charge of chatting with Serena?
No, I think actually, given how dumb this ritual I just made up is, I kind of want to put what's his name? The guy who had the first amulet.
Francisco.
I want to put him in charge of that because I'm sure it'll turn out great. I just like give Francisco. Well,
the wild conspiracist. Okay,
yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah,
that checks out.
So I kind of explain what we need from him. Like we need to have some serious conversations with Serena and his sister and his brother and her brother up here in the house. So if you could, and I explain all the things that I just pulled out of my ass and explain to him. So like, do you think you could help them like set up a little, makeshift grave site?
Tiny shrine, like got it. Let's go.
Yeah. Can you, do you have any like weird gems and stuff that you might want to?
Tons, lots of gems. Totally weird. Let's do it.
Can you part with a few of them because they need to make their headstones look really like Randall Cobb's got his belt, but we need a few more.
Am I going to be compensated for the gems I utilize?
Sure.
Then yes, absolutely.
I very explicitly didn't tell him how, but he'll get a couple extra drinks or something at the party.
He'll be disappointed to hear that later. Moving on. So you all also want to have a conversation with Serena. Okay. Serena makes it up and sees her unconscious brother and says, "Oh, Yeah, that's Durham. Why is he unconscious?
Do you, Marty, want to take that
Yeah.
one? Because I think you're.
Morty's outside right now.
Oh, is he?
But I'm here.
Okay.
I get
Oh, that's
a little
right. I just
harumph.
carried you. I carried you up. And
I'm here
Oh.
as well.
Yeah, Coop.
does someone else want to explain this one? Because I kind of forgot.
So hello. It's nice to meet you, Serena. We've heard a lot about you from both your husband and your brother. So what had happened here was that your brother did not believe that you had passed away. He believed because of
Technically
the
true.
pendants. So he just kind of knew that you weren't gone. And therefore he came back here, he got us riled up, and therefore that's how we brought you that's how we got you out of the box. Because
You guys got me out of the box?
No, he got you out of the box by going to the Shadowfell, which is where he currently is still, right now, today.
Oh.
But
Um,
is one of us still there? No, Morty
No,
was.
Morty
but
is
now
back.
he's back. That's right.
Morty is
yeah.
back, failing to resurrect the dead.
So that's where everything's at right now.
Huh.
Also, Serena, your brother has been trying to use a scrying spell, I believe, on you for
Mhm.
quite some time, and was only able to narrow it down to here-ish.
Yeah, I
So-
mean that's because this estate is warded from specific scrying.
The
so
box.
it would have.
Oh. And
So
your
did you-
husband's a vampire.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
Oh.
if you knew.
Yeah.
It sounded like it was part of the deal. Now, you were saying somebody has to go in the box. How fast does this need to happen now that you are out of the box?
People have never been out of the box without someone ready to go in the box before, so I don't know how long the box can remain empty.
Do you think your brother can be ready?
I mean, ready and willing are different, but perhaps, I mean, it is.
Do you need to be willing for this to work?
I mean, you don't need to. Someone needs to go in the box. They don't necessarily have to be willing, but it sure sounds like you're gonna lock my brother away in a terror box in the Shadowfell for 2 years.
So your brother came here in the spirit of trying to save you. He was worried about your welfare, and you were doing a very important thing for the town to keep it safe, you and your husband. And your brother did come in and effectively jeopardized a lot of that. He refused to believe the words of your dear husband, refused to believe our words for it, and significantly injured many in the process. I do think it's appropriate that he may, like, if he wants to follow through on keeping you safe, this may be a path that we'd need to take, because we don't know who else can go in unless you return.
Well, me returning is not an option because I don't have without lack of a better term, the life force to start again. I suppose that makes a degree of sense from a purely utilitarian standpoint.
I will say, in his defense, he wasn't wrong. He was lied to. So
that's
I
true.
feel like this could have been avoided with some open and honest communication. I would like to know what happens if somebody bad goes into the box.
No, I mean, if they're alive, it serves the same purpose.
Okay, so we just have to find someone who's very bad and put them in the box.
Suggestions?
We
Do
happen
it.
to know.
Oh
Let's
man.
put
We happen
Francisco
to
in there.
know.
He'll just make the whole thing crazy.
We happen to know a person by the name of Eustace Cloudbottom. Do you happen to know him?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't know who that
It's
is.
okay. Me either. It's probably nothing.
We did kill Bluebeard.
We did.
What about
I did
what
do
about the
that.
dragon? What about the dragon that Kiv is watching over?
That is dead.
It's still got energy.
Very waning energy. She says, I don't. One, I don't know that would work because he's dead, and two, he won't fit in the box.
What
Oh,
if?
there is a size restraint.
What if it is a piece of dead meat that had gentle repose cast on it? Because we still
That
got
100%
a lot
won't
of
work.
it.
Yeah. I'm fairly. I don't. I mean, I'm not like.
What
I
if
haven't.
it's
I
the
haven't
head?
written all the rules, but I'm sure that won't work.
Would your husband like to take a turn in the box?
He can't. He's dead.
'Cause he's a
Oh,
vampire.
because vampire.
You guys have sacrificed a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, we have.
So how do we put someone in the box after we find this individual?
You take them to the Shadowfell, and you, I guess, if you were going to be polite about it, you first respectfully ask them if they will please enter the box. And when they say no, you pick them up and you put them in the box, and then you close the box, and then they're in the box.
I nudge Enix. I'm like, can't you wake him up right now?
Can I?
Cure
Don't you have
wounds
cure
would work,
wounds?
Oh right. Yes. What should I? Is it that's would that
Serena,
help?
would
I
you
guess
be
it could-
willing to talk with your brother about this arrangement?
Sure.
How dead is he? What?
Just
I'll-
level one.
I'd like
just-
to roll a persuasion check, based off of the previous rationale that I provided and how important how he came here,
Mhm.
practically risked his life in order to save yours, and in the name of family, and how this, given that you in your position you can't do it, this is an equivalent goal to be able to save you and save the town.
You're making this. You're trying to persuade Serena at the moment, or the unconscious Veil.
Trying to she said yes, kind of like, I'm not really
Oh,
fully
sure.
into
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
and I want her to be more I want her to feel more in it so that she has a higher opportunity for success of chatting with DeVale.
Okay.
19.
She seems convinced that this is the best course of action.
Okay, let's do it then.
All right. I
You
touch
do
him
the
on-
reverse of the dead. You actually open his eye.
Yes. Yeah. So I use cure wounds on. Why can't I remember Duvail's first name?
Durham. His name's
Durham.
Durham.
DeVale.
Durham.
At
Durham.
least you pronounce his last name right this time.
DeVale.
Yeah, he his eyes open. He springs to life, and he says, "Serena, I found you." And he longfully looks at Serena, and he starts to well with tears. And you look at Serena, and she starts to be moved momentarily. And then she says, "You idiot! You ruin everything. Every time I come up with a plan, you get in the way. You've been a screw up for 50 years."
Put
I
Serena
think what
back
you
in the box. It's rude.
He says, "But I only came because I thought you were locked away in a terrible place." And she said, "Yeah, for a reason. It's important. You never believe in me. You never trust my course of action. You always second guess my judgment. It's unreasonable that you have come all this way to foul up a well-laid plan amongst many people much smarter than you, just in the name of what you think is best. And he says, but I don't know. I was just trying to do what I thought was what was best. I don't know what I'm confused why you're so. She says, why I'm so what? Why I have opinions that are my own? Why I'm not just following suit with the family dynamics? What do you expect of me? Just to be another member of the household? And he says, but I that's not what I was.
Brian, is everything okay? Do you need to let something out? I mean, at least did we do? I mean,
all of us are standing in the corner of the room, just like.
It's just,
I'm just over there nodding my head, and I'm like, Serena, we all know he's an idiot. And I point to him and then flip him off again.
He says,
is furious.
Serena, I was just worried, and I just wanted to make sure you were okay.
I immediately cast Invisible. I am not feeling great.
Ooh.
Jerry.
I'm gonna turn into a bird or something just to I blend in, just so you don't see me there.
Just gonna turn into a giant Muppet-shaped bird in hopes that you blend in with the chaos in the room. All right.
I'm gonna go stand in between the two of them and put up a hand.
They stop. They're like, yes. She says, "What is there something I can help you with?"
Yes.
Serena,
Mm-hmm.
you have done a very valiant and selfless thing.
Mm-hmm. And he undid all of it.
Duvail has also done a valiant and selfless thing to rescue his kin, which is also you. Just to be clear.
She says, yes,
Because
I'm aware.
I think it's important that the two of you be clear with each other.
Serena, just go with it. Cooper he has a way with words. Just
this all could have been avoided with open and honest communication at the beginning, at the outset. If you had not lied to your brother about where you were and ignored your familial ties, he would have not gone out of his way to fuck up this in such an enormous way. Right? Can we agree to that?
She says, enormous fuck up.
Yes. It turns out, Duvail, that what we have done is very bad indeed. However, I will argue that you, along with the rest of us, aside from you, Serena, and Ornath, had no fucking idea how bad it could be. So, in fairness, Duvail was doing what he thought was best, much in the way that you thought that what you were doing was best.
Mm-hmm.
I think, here's the deal, somebody has to go in the box. I think that you two have a lot of things to talk about that you should do further after you've had some time to calm down. I think we should find the worst person we can absolutely find and put them in the box. But that's just me.
Do you have
How
any
do we all
suggestions?
Well, there's got to be some kind of jail around, probably.
There was. It was downstairs, and you have turned all of the jailed people into civil servants.
We did that?
Yeah, y'all did. Yep.
When did that
I
happen?
raised my invisible hand.
You absorbed all the bandit camps in the area and gave them legitimate work as civil servants, building fences and gates and walls and shit.
And
Also,
postal service.
now they're building roads.
Well, to be fair, I guess maybe a jail cell is not the best place to go look for someone who is bad, since we all know that policing is a rather arbitrary form of judgment based off of those who hold power in a certain society.
Oh, we're getting deep.
Are we still
Marty, are you
talking-
still outside or are you in?
I don't know at this point. I don't.
Well, okay, so I have a quick, just like mechanics question. People who exist in the person that has to go in the box, we need to go to the Shadowfell to put them in the box, right?
Mhm.
The
box has a material counterpart, but being put in the material box does not put you in the Shadowfell box.
Well,
It
that
just
answers
puts you in
my
the Shadowfell.
question.
So
Do they need to
someone
be?
has to literally go to the Shadowfell to close the box.
Do they need
after
to be
the
in the
person goes in.
physical material box to be in the Shadowfell box?
That is the way to keep them alive. The physical material box has magical properties that fight against just
like an
decaying
IV
to death in a week.
It's like an
I
IV
get it.
machine. It's a permanent IV
Yeah.
machine almost.
Then
It's
what if
a-
we put someone in who's real old?
Well, wasn't. Quick question, Brian. Didn't you say that they had to have the ability to do like astral projection or something like that? Or is that
That is because they had to
they
get
can't
there.
get there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have discovered new ways to get there that were not previously understood. So that is a benefit you have.
Can Serena push someone else? Well, no, I don't want to do that. Never mind.
We can push whoever we want, but are you suggesting Anton goes into the box?
No. What?
Well, I mean,
Couldn't we do like a rechargeable battery? That sound. Am I inside yet? Can I walk in on a really
Yeah, that's
inopportune
fine.
part of this conversation? Like,
you hear
can't we
some
just, like-
you hear some browbeating going on upstairs.
Could
And
I
you
be
think,
like,
gosh, that sounds familiar. Oh, that sounds
Well,
like my childhood.
question?
And then
yeah.
you head upstairs and you
We really are trying to like justify morally how to just shove someone in a
Well,
box.
the question is why can't we do like a rechargeable battery thing where like we find someone, oh, it's stuff's going wrong, put a new one in. Like I hate doing this because it has to be a strong enough person to hold some of it, but if they are,
I mean,
I don't know.
The issue there is like you have special abilities that allow you to go to the Shadowfell
yeah,
and put someone in a box. If you are not here and the person is not
I'd
like
assume
strong
Serena's
enough,
here.
she can't like put other people in the Shadowfell. She can go there. There's a
Can I
difference.
just be like, hey, this is a spell I use, and we do spelly stuff and
She's
converse
not a
about our
clerik.
stuff.
Like she doesn't have
Or
feign
she ever-
death.
Is
Has
the
she-
process to
Has
beat
she
them on the head
learned
until
about
they go.
multi-classing? What is
She has
this?
not. She has not learned about multi-classing. No.
Ah,
Serena-
rookie.
Serena, did you actually have to do anything while you were in the box, or were you just there?
I
Card
mean,
games.
mostly there's some degree of like fighting off temptation and maddening whispers of the Shadowfell.
Yeah, it
but
doesn't necessarily sound
Okay,
like
so-
a bad guy kind of thing. To
Yeah,
put in
let's
there.
not find a rando and shove him in there then.
Oh, hi, I'm Morty. By the way,
she says, "Oh, hello, I'm Serena.
nice to meet you.
I'm
And then
sorry,
the-
my brother's an idiot."
Sorry that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm
Words
assuming this
hurt.
conversation's been had already. Sorry.
Oh, just to catch you up, Morty.
Oh, hey, what's up?
We've come to an impasse that everybody was doing what they thought was the best thing at the time,
Sure.
but wasn't openly communicating about what their thoughts and feelings were about that, which has led us to this misunderstanding that we currently find ourselves a part of. Now we're deciding who should go in the box and
What
how
options?
quickly. I think we should put somebody who's bad in, but I don't have anyone in particular in mind. But somebody who's like real bad.
Well,
What if we
she
got
just
one of
said
the
that whole
heels?
temptations?
Oh.
She just said the temptations. It's succumbing to temptations. That means you have to have some good in you. It sounds like.
Okay, here's what we do. We talk to one of the heels from the
Oh.
No, hear me out. We get one of the heels from the Henrys or the Hennies or whatever. or
I'm
like the
listening
whole.
intently because what you are going to describe is what's going to happen as
Oh, is
as
it
the
really?
decision.
Yeah,
As
you're
the
the
decision
decision-
maker for the evening.
I was
yeah.
gonna say, what do you want to
I
do?
listen
Alex?
with utmost utmost genuine and full conviction.
I'm actually kind of in love with this idea. So because it has to be someone who is good at heart, but also we perceive as evil, we need to convince one of the heels, or we don't even need to convince, we just shove them in. We need to get one of the heels because they act evil and we think that they're actually a dick, but in real life, they're very sensitive because they go town to town, right? So they need to be able to like read the crowd, right? So they're actually they're good at heart, but they can play the evil part really well.
I'm really excited about this because you are like making a finite distinction between you, Enix, the player's frame of reference, and you, Enix, the character's frame of reference. Because Enix, the player, fully recognizes that these are good dudes playing a part well, but Enix, the character, is like, those fucking guys are evil. We gotta put them in a box. Like, well, this is wild and really exciting.
From Enix, from the character's point of view, these guys showed up and started like, from my perspective, they showed up, they started ripping up the town, they started stealing things, they stole their dudes stole the amulet. We got in a fight with what's his butt, that I can't even Richard Duvall. We got in a fight with him for a while. Then he came up here, busted out his sister, and then we had to fight zombies. So like in my mind, that whole camp is like, I was doing them a solid by just like honoring their convictions or whatever to bury their dead, but I don't care anymore. I'm just like, you know what? I'm not.
Are you a reverse
I mean, it's
heel?
starting to sound like maybe you are, but that's fine. Yeah, I mean, you can try to convince one of them. You can either A, try to convince one of them, or B, forcibly make them a box inhabitant.
Well, I forgot what my alignment is, but I don't think I'm evil enough to just shove them in the box. But
I mean, it's relative, right? Like, it's evil to serve a greater good, right? Like, that seems vaguely chaotic neutral. Like, somebody has to go in the box or the world's fucked. Like, it may as well be a dick.
So
right.
I hear Enix's amazing explanation, and I turn over to Deval, and I go, "You're their boss, right?"
Jesus.
I
hope they got some life
Can't you make this?
Are you rolling for whether they're your...
No, I'm rolling for his moral fiber, which is stronger than yours, apparently. He says, I'm not gonna banish.
Well, to be clear, he's never
the Shadowfell.
He's never tried to explain that they're not actually dicks.
He says they're really just good.
Oh.
If someone has to go in the box, I guess I started. This doesn't sound like the right thing for me to say. I guess I started this whole problem, and if somebody needs to go in the box, it should be me.
Did I guilt him into it?
Yeah, you 100% guilted him into it, yeah. He says, I don't know how to get back there, though. I don't...
Well, weren't you just there?
Just so happens we know how to send you there. Are you ready to go?
Please don't stab me again.
Oh, I'm not going to stab you.
Get your nice pillow.
Morty's just going to give you a high five.
He hears an "oh" like that echoes from nowhere because I'm still invisible.
So you're gonna feign death on Durham?
Definitely Durham, but I want to like see if she wants to go with and be like, hey, like he's gonna be gone for 2 years. I don't know if you guys want to talk while there, like kind of like a giving them privacy moment before like essentially like sending them away. And I'm gonna look at her and be like, do you want to go as well?
She says yeah.
Okay. Then I will ritually cast a very awkward 10 minutes of me going like And then I'll do it again.
Sure.
So
While he's doing that, I asked her, "Do you want anything to eat before you go?"
You're invisible, Spit.
It's an echoey from the
Uh-huh.
room.
it's
She says, "No, I don't know. No, that's okay."
Okay.
So you take 10 minutes to cast Feign Death.
yeah.
Yeah,
Or
I
do you-
think we're
unless
gonna
you wanna,
because that spell is becoming pretty important. We'll say I think we're gonna expand that to being instead of a single target.
Okay.
It will be a number of willing creatures specifically, equal to your Wisdom modifier.
Okay, so that'd be 4 could go.
Yeah. So I guess the question is like, do you want to go with them?
I look at everybody else and be like, does anyone else want to go on the party? And I have another question. Can we, because of the nature of what's happening, I understand the answer being no, could be in it, could be here,
Mhm.
is since we're going on these trips this trip that's a little bit more of a we're dropping someone off situation, can we forcibly leave the Shadowfell in a situation like this? I know in other circumstances it might not be so easy, but because we're in a controlled environment, at least in this circumstance,
I mean, it's a
like-
concentration spell, right?
No.
Oh.
It's just duration 1 hour.
Oh. Yeah, I will say that as
Maybe in a protected settlement, can we do that?
it takes 10 minutes to come
Yeah.
back, we'll say. So, like, presumably that means you need some sort of security.
Yeah.
Otherwise, coming back.
I can understand
becomes-
also, like,
yeah.
maybe not in the wild, if, like, we wouldn't have that ability, but, like, in someone
I mean,
that is a
that's why
protected
I'm
settlement.
setting that 10-minute like
Okay.
expectation.
Alright.
Is like if you're in the wild and can take 10 minutes to do it, that's fine. But like if you're not protected, 10 minutes is a long time to be vulnerable. So
Sure. Okay.
so yeah,
Yeah,
10,
then-
it just takes 10 minutes to get back.
Then does anyone else want to go with?
I'll go with.
Great. Does anyone else want to go with?
That is 4 people.
I mean, I'm saying if I don't go, does anyone else
Oh,
want to
okay.
go instead, in my stead?
Yeah, why not? I've not been there in a while.
Boop. And I feel like it's like at 9 minutes 48 seconds or something like that.
Huh?
I'm like, who
What?
else wants
Okay.
I'll go. Wait, wham! And then it's almost like. So yeah, bye.
So we didn't even get comfortable on the isn't there a bed over here? We could've-
Oh, I imagine like if
Our
we had
bodies
a
could've been-
conversation in that 10 minutes.
Right.
Like you're all like huddling up around the box and everything.
Yes, this isn't Matrix when they pull the cord when you're not getting pulled. It's like I don't think I did that to you. I hope
Okay,
not.
because that's how it happened in my head, and that's funnier than us just being like, "Well, get ready."
Well, while they're working on getting him into the box in the Shadowfell, I'm gonna work on tying the dude down to this slab of stone.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna take his
You
pillow.
need to
That's
hold a
rested.
grudge.
You're
Damn.
gonna take his
Yeah.
pillow that he's
Yeah.
rested on. He's like the airplane pillow out from behind him. You're not
Just
gonna
make him
feel
as
like-
uncomfortable as possible for the next.
Uh-huh.
Totally. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want him to wiggle out of the box. You know, I'm worried for his
He
safety.
seems super willing to go in the box, but okay.
But if he's a turner in bed, you know, if he like rolls around and things,
There's
he
not
might
enough
roll
room
off
to
the
turn in the
slab.
box. Okay. You're tying him down to the inside. Don't pretend like this is for him. This is big. This is a spiteful move. And that's
Yes.
fine. But we just
Was-
need to be honest about it.
Was I just not
Yes.
paying attention when you explained why you have such a grudge against this guy, or is that just who you are?
What he did?
Well, I mean, that aside, you've been stealing his shoes, stealing his belt.
Summoning an
It was
undead
just-
army aside,
No,
what did this
whatever.
guy do that?
That's you know what you need to learn to forgive and forget.
All right.
That's what I think.
Aren't you in the Shadowfell?
He
I
is in
am.
the Shadowfell, yeah. He is because he's in charge this week. You are not in the right place for him to be able to communicate effectively with you. It's your fault for being somewhere else, and you can't hear his complaints, rather than him being in the wrong place to criticize you. That's how that works.
All checks out.
Cooper and Annex, you have convinced Durham DeVale to get in the box. You transport yourselves to a very similar shadow of the estate that you were standing outside of in the first place, and head up to where the box is, and you find a stone, essentially sarcophagus, with two like slabs on top that fit together and create like a 4-inch ovular indentation in the
That
top
big.
of. Yeah, absolutely that big. Sure. He
Important
says-
question though: does Durham have his shoes and all the stuff that Dimitri stole? Does he have that back in the Shadow Realm?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It was important.
And he looks at the box and says, I just hop in there, huh?
Oh, is it a 4-inch? Does it look like the amulet that we left?
Yeah,
Back
that's
topside?
that's like the keyhole.
Do
I
we
mean,
have?
you get the idea that when you shut this, it will okay.
lock
when you shut it. He says, I just hop in, huh?
I think you guys should have a little chat before you go. We can wait over here, and I like put an arm around Enix, like
Like drag him away.
yeah, we'll give him a moment.
The chat starts off with direct and terse instructions from Serena to Durham on appropriate inhabitants of the box, and a distinct warning and declaration that he will not succumb to the maddening whispers and temptations of the Shadowfell, lest he ruin everything for everyone. And then eventually their tone starts to soften into something more familial and personable, if not loving. There is clearly some baggage between the DeVale siblings, but they seem to be coming together to do this wild and stupid thing in the name of protecting the area from wilder and stupider things. Eventually, he hops in, and she says, goodbye and good luck. And he says, I love you. And she says, I know. And she closes the box.
Jeez, no, come on. Does it go?
well,
No, it's
Does the music
surprisingly
swell?
like it's surprisingly anticlimactic. Like there's not like from such a seemingly potent like artifact, you'd expect there to be like a flash of light or like some sort of visual cues in this indicating how powerful this relic is. There isn't. The box just like closes and you hear a latch, and that's kind of it.
so
Serena, did that work?
She says, yeah.
Oh, okay. It's not like a light show or anything.
She says,
Noises
why would
like
you,
booming
why
voices
would you want to
or-
make a light show in the Shadowfell? Don't you know what's
Well,
here?
that's a good point. Well, a shadow show. I just, I thought it'd be a little more theatrical than this is all.
Like
That's
this is a functional. This isn't like a performative thing. This is a functional ritual.
Well, I mean, there's performance involved too. There's, you just all the stuff upstairs.
I mean, like there's like preservation of a body, sure.
Yeah. Well, it's just, I'm glad that this has been settled. I'm just a little disappointed is all. But we'll see him in a couple of years, right? It'll be fine.
It's only 2 years. He'll be fine. He lived with our parents for that long, so I can't imagine.
Ugh. Well, is there anything else that we need to do? Down here in the Shadowfell, or is it?
Get out of here. Like, we should
okay.
go. This place is spooky. I don't want to be here if I don't have to.
Hey Cooper, do we decide how we get out of here, or do we just wait an hour?
Make an Arcana check, I guess.
That's not my. Oh, well, that was a natural 20.
Mm-hmm.
It's so 21.
Sure. Yeah, you can like take 10 minutes to like firmly concentrate on getting back. As a spellcaster, even though it's a different type of magic, you're familiar with like the spellcasting kind of like attitude and like the zone you get into when you're spellcasting, so you can manage to like use your own innate abilities to get the fortitude back.
Does mine work
Cooper
on
does
multiple
not have those, so he would not be able. He'd just be stuck for an hour. But because you're a spellcaster,
Shadow Zone.
Does my version of this work on multiple people the way that Morty's does?
yeah.
Okay, great. So I'd huddle us up and do the thing and zap us out of here.
Yep. And you you get back.
Well, while that's going on,
Like how the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers could like teleport somebody if they're like holding on to them.
Well,
the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers didn't teleport anyone. That was Alpha. Alpha did all of the teleporting.
That's actually very true.
There was an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation where someone was in the middle of beaming and someone ran up and grabbed them, and then they started beaming too. So it's Next Generation rules.
Started beaming. Did you see the end result of the beaming?
Well, it depends on which. If you're talking about the movie where they all just went and.
Did they come out as a single person that somehow merged the personalities of both?
No, they.
So this isn't like a fly situation. Then.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I also.
If we're gonna go hard into
Let's not
mixing
go down
pop
that
culture
deep.
references
Yeah.
here, like I've got like strong feelings of Stargate on this episode, because you got the sarcophagus
Mhm.
that does effectively what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
But that's
You can translate that to the fifth element, where the fifth element is a
Oh,
female
yeah.
orgasm.
what. Well, I missed that
You
part.
say D&D.
Common knowledge.
What? No, I mean
I
that's what the
also-
creator said, is that the fifth element was love personified by orgasm. That's what the writer said, which is odd. Anyway,
Well,
you guys make it back to
Stargate
Mobile.
and the Fifth Element, I think, have some of the same people involved. Anyways,
Yep.
we're about to the Shadowfell. Hi.
So they're back, and as they get back, I finish putting like the last rock on top of the pile.
Inside,
like,
I mean, they've been gone for a bit.
Been
But
gone
yes,
for like
inside.
10 minutes, 15 minutes.
15, maybe 20 minutes. Yeah. Spit and
Please tell me when we reappear, we make just
Morty-
like a noise. It's just like,
No, you just wake up. Like,
oh, that's right.
No light show or fanfare or
no,
anything.
No, Spit, Morty,
So-
and Dimitri. As you go to start like piling rocks, you notice that the rest of the Carney folks seem like confused.
so to confuse them more, I kind of I run back to our store and stables and grab a couple of horseshoes for good luck. And bring them back to this sarcophagus. But they're not inside. They're all outside, getting like patching themselves up still, right?
Yeah, they don't come in the estate. No, they're still outside.
Hey, wait, where are you,
Right.
Spit? Are you outside?
I would be going outside to get rocks. I
Okay.
wave at the guys. I'm sure Francisco's.
Oh, you
having
were
time.
making a pile of rocks inside the estate.
He's
That
making
was
a
my-
pile of rocks at the foot of the coffin.
There's at least one
Okay.
pile of rocks
Never
that
mind
that
Okay,
everyone
okay,
sees.
okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We'll get to
I mean,
that. We'll get to the next part later. Then I was under the
Got it.
impression that you were like making cairns outside. That is not. the
Yeah,
case.
that's what I
well,
thought, too.
that's to come later. But I've been spending a lot of time inside.
Sure.
I'll do it
Um,
during the party.
That's fine. You guys are all awake, all present. Durham has been sealed in the shadow box.
Does it
put a
feel
couple
like
of
it's
horseshoes.
working? I know it's silly to ask already, but does it feel like it's working?
As you kind of walk around, like if you detect magic, the abjuration wards are back up in the cemetery.
Are they as strong?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I'll be like, hey, I would relay that kind of like I don't want to say it to like Serena and Emma. I'd say like, hey, it seems like things are back.
Mhm.
And then also,
Oh, good. I wasn't buying it, to be honest. There was no laser lights or anything. Well, I don't know what a laser is. There was just nothing spectacular about it.
Not a single guiding bolt.
I'll be.
We used them all up.
I'm gonna look at you. Go, oh, like
Yeah, I
just,
know, right? Like we have
"Aw."
a moment that we're both upset that nothing like spectacular happened. You just went in the box and that was it.
That's lame.
Well-
Where's Ornath right now?
Ornath is with Serena in his estate, like in their home.
How'd she get there so fast? She was just with us.
You were with
She
them
was
both.
with her. Yeah,
You
Oh,
left
I see.
them.
we were in their room. Yeah.
Never mind.
Hmm.
So, Mayor, we gotta figure out what to do with all these guys out there. Now,
I guess we owe you. At least I owe you an apology, and I'm sorry about that. I was misled.
It sounds like you weren't misled. It sounds like everyone was operating from their own sense of right and wrong or whatever. It's fine. It's fine, Morty. It's not a problem. What is all of your plans from here? I mean, I don't know.
I guess the question also is for you, because Serena's supposed to be dead. Was it allegedly to be dead? How is that going to happen?
Miraculous things happen. Resurrection
Ah.
magic is not altogether unreasonable, and I hear that a very potent spellcaster by the name of Morty Gladefoot has been in town recently and may or may not have the power to raise the dead.
My name's Shmorty Gladefoot. I'm
Shmorty.
Don't know. I don't
I'm
know.
Shmorty Gladefoot. I don't know about this Morty guy. Might be a distant cousin.
What? The next question is, what about you with feeding? No one else. Wait, hold on. No one else is in this area except for the select group. There's not like Carnies.
No, no, no. The
There's
Carnies
no one.
are
Okay,
still
okay,
outside. Yeah.
okay. So I'm not gonna openly say that unless I'm like do one of those before apparently I say a really bad joke. But I do one of those look arounds. Be like, what are you gonna do with, the and like I make that noise. I go
This is I've come
You'll
up
figure
with
it out.
alternate strategies for
Okay.
10 years. I expect that I can come up with additional alternate strategies.
All right.
Are you? Does it have to? Among those strategies, does it have to be a humanoid for you?
That is the least dicey.
Okay.
Yeah. Other creatures can happen, but they can also have a corrupting influence at times.
That makes sense.
well, I know we've talked about it before, but there's a source to all this madness, and I believe it's a lighthouse that's in the northwest.
Oh, he says so.
Or
I mean, if you want to attack the general where he's at, I suppose the lighthouse is the place to go. That seems like a very aggressive step. I don't know.
you might have contacts to Unter as well. So
Unter's
it might
been
be.
locked down for years.
Well, they reached out to us.
That's interesting.
So maybe
Maybe.
there could be other people that might be willing to help.
Potentially. I mean, Unter's very close to the lighthouse and has sealed their surface gates to keep themselves safe. So I don't know. Gosh, I had largely forgotten about Inter, honestly, as a political actor here. But maybe they will have some insight into the best course of action. I don't know. What is your goal? Is your goal to eliminate the general at the lighthouse?
We actually have a debt we're trying to pay off.
Oh,
We never told him about the debt.
Oh,
a debt. To whom?
no.
Do
This
you
is-
happen to know?
Hey, Cooper, did you know that we collectively apparently owe a whole lot of money? I found this out 6 months into the campaign. Oh yeah, we owe when we met you here in town, we got rid of the money that we would have paid off the debt with.
Yeah. Do you know a Eustace Clodbottom?
Huh.
No,
What?
No. Am I supposed to help pay that back then?
I don't think you need to.
I've been roped into it.
I drop invisibility in case enough time hadn't passed yet. I don't think you. I would feel really guilty if you felt that burden upon yourself. But collectively, a lot of the work that we're doing is kind of to that end. One of the things that also we want to do is to address the dragon wink at the lighthouse, and not the lighthouse, but the smaller one, not the general
Tower.
the tower.
At the watchtower, yeah.
And maybe there's still some funds there that have been collected by that side of the things that might be able to help out with this debt that we just brought up. Didn't. It's okay.
As you're like rambling, Spit, Ornath looks at you and he says, "Did you say you're indebted to Eustace Clodbottom?"
Dimitri, from like in his head, is going, "Yep," and just gives a thumbs up.
Do I? This is me out of character. Have I ever met Eustace Clodbottom?
No,
Have
you
you
sure
even have you even mentioned his name to me?
I think so. I think they have, in
Like,
their defense,
I
I think
know
his
there's
name
debt
has come up
involved.
in your presence.
His name's come up, but he never told me why. I don't know if debt and Eustace Clodbottom has been used in the same sentence.
Well, it
Before.
decidedly
Encountered
has
the
now.
bag.
Honestly,
Great, perfect.
that's pretty impressive that we did not mention that once.
I
We've
really
you
been
didn't.
avoiding it for a
I know
very
we've
long
had this
time.
conversation several times now, but I really did not put together that the name of this campaign is in the red for months because we are in the red.
Yes, and there was the like
In hindsight,
epilogue
you-
promise of potentially changing the name of the campaign when we were no longer in debt, and then we decidedly avoided that
Then
epilogue.
you decided to continue being
I'm
in
gonna-
debt. You made the
I'm-
choice to choose debt.
I'd like to point out that the we in this case was y'all. I was
Right.
just here.
That's true. Yeah. Notably, Ornath kind of looks at you guys and he says, "I am not envious of your station.
Thanks.
Eustace Clodbottom is not. He's not a small person to be indebted to. He's the left hand of the lighthouse."
Oh,
Oh, that's good.
Excellent.
Hey,
That
Renat,
explains a lot of things.
How literal are you being?
Can-
Like, is he physically
I-
large, or is he just
No, he's like
A powerful
he's like
person.
human sized.
okay?
He says he's crafty and dangerous in his abilities to research and create magics, and the fanaticism involved in Eustace Clodbottom's worldview is one that is going to be difficult for you all.
So I turned to the rest of the party, like, so why did you borrow money? Why are you in debt to him again?
Why are you in debt to him, Spit?
it's not my fault.
Wait, do I imagine? Do you actually make the noise? Ah! Like that
I do,
actually
I do.
happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
I I guess right. So I knew
it's the OU look. Like,
yeah, like
it's-
I knew that of everyone in the party, it would probably was gonna be Spit was just like, oops, I tripped on a thing and now I own
That's
it with.
exactly what happened.
Is it really?
Oh no!
my
Don't
God.
make fun
That was a
of him.
guess.
Good
So
guess.
it's 13,000 gold, right?
11.
Oh
11,000.
no!
11,000.
Let's not
11,000.
embellish. Let's not add interest more onto the situation. Spit turns like a bright blue because that's the color of his blood and everything. I mean, holy mackerel! Hey, what happened? Like my fins are folded and everything. What happened? I can't believe I'm personifying this so dramatically. What happened was we were playing around nearby a temple, and I have this thing where like I like to pounce on Kiv's tail when he's not looking, and it spooked him or something like that, and so he whipped the tail around and sent me flying through the air, and I happened to knock over a statue,
Which
which knocked over another
13 more
statue.
statues
And
classic
then
Taco
another
Bell
statue.
fashion.
Yeah, and you know, like one needs to think about this in interior design. Like, what would happen if one of these were to become unstable? And Eustace didn't really take kindly to that statement either. So we
At this point, Ornath and Serena just like leave their own estate. And they're just like, we're not gonna get involved in this family drama. And they just like, they start to go out the front door, and then they open it, and Ornath's like, and then he closes it, and they just go in the basement instead.
Did we see them do that?
Yeah,
Okay.
as
So
as Spit is explaining why it's not his fault. Yeah,
right. So
Yeah.
as he's having seen that, I
Did
want to
they-
look out the window.
it's
Oh, it's sunny out.
yeah. There's bright sun. It's noon.
And he's
Oh.
a vampire. He'll
He's a
explode.
vampire.
Oh,
Like,
of course.
it's like that's a bad thing.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
I like him going like,
I thought they were gonna put a sock on the doorknob.
No, Morty. He looks out
Oh.
long enough as if to say,
Is it
Is
that
it
kind of night?
important-
Is that what's happening tonight?
Day,
No,
but
he
yeah.
looks out long enough as if to say, "Is it important
Is it
enough
worth it?"
for me to leave this
Let me
building
work it.
that I
Yeah.
will burst into flames?"
yeah.
And then he decides, like, maybe not, but I really still don't want to be here. Yeah.
Oh,
So yes, Edix, Cooper, that's what's happened, and we've got this bag back at the shop where we can elect to go and pay it back. But now that Mayor Ornath has told us a little bit more about Eustace, I mean, like, I don't remember what shape those statues were, and maybe we would have known a little bit more had they not been in shambles by the time that I got up close and personal with them. But wouldn't feeding that potentially magnify his capability to make this dark vision that Mayor Ornath has painted a reality?
we're the
He's
bad guys,
like go
aren't we?
really loudly in real life too. Oh man.
We're the bad guys, aren't we?
I gotta be honest, it kind of looks like that.
We just stole 11,000 gold worth of stuff, essentially, or broke 11,000, not paying it back, spending it on other things.
Yeah, Cooper. I
man.
don't know if you remember this part too, but the literally minutes after we collectively spent all the money we were given because we didn't know how to pay this guy back, and then like literal minutes later,
Mhm.
a little bag of holding or something just went boop, and
It's almost
with
as
a
if I
sign that
forgot
says,
how
"Pay
you guys
me."
were gonna pay it back, and then came up with some wildly contrived idea.
No, I'm
So-
down for it. I
so
love
for-
it.
And before that happened, we were discussing among ourselves the logistics and danger of traveling with that sum of money, because surely Eustace wouldn't have wanted us to come back with only some, but we didn't feel it worthwhile of the risk of carrying that amount with only ourselves to be protected along the way across the mountains.
We honestly didn't know where he was, right? Wasn't
Yeah.
there like
He's
That kinda
he's near. You know, he's near Saban's Folly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's all we know.
and now that he sent us this package and we have the return address label on it, we're pretty confident. Unless I try to recall in my memory, was it a P.O. box that he sent from?
You don't know because you didn't open the box.
It's true.
Yeah.
Right, Baron
Veruca
opened the
opened the
box.
package.
Veruca,
and
yes.
gave you a pouch and a note.
Question. I guess it might be to not Baron, Hornath. Is does he know you specifically?
He's not in the room anymore. He left.
I guess I'll walk down because I do have questions about his relationship with. I'm gonna knock. I'm gonna be like trying to be respectful, but just finding a random door that they'll eventually
Sure.
let me. Because
Yeah.
I don't know where they're at, but also they haven't been really around together for a few years. It feels like.
You get the distinct impression that Serena is far too frail at this point to do anything wild and crazy.
Okay.
He opens the basement door and says, "Are you done pontificating over your
Yes, I have a
wildly
question.
unfortunate circumstance?" Okay.
It's not great. But quick question:
Mm-hmm.
Does he know about you?
I mean, yes.
Could this be traced back to this little blip of what just happened?
Potentially.
And I guess furthermore, he's trying to bring the Shadowfell here?
No, he's in service to the creature that is trying to bring the Shadowfell here.
So wouldn't your existence be an exact contention of his behaviors?
Well, yes, but as far as the thing that's trying to bring the Shadowfell here is concerned, I am also in the service of the thing that's trying to bring the Shadowfell here. We have a secret cabal of individuals who are trying to keep the
so it's like a
Shadowfell at bay.
weird. You guys are part of it, but not you're the inner.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
we're spies.
Got it.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
I just want to connect.
I'm not thrilled about the Shadowfell, but
Sure.
my cooperation with the bringer of the Shadowfell has kept Winds Hollow on the map.
Do you have a name for that person, or does that person just go by the general?
We only know him as the general. Eustace might know
Yeah,
a
well,
more clear name, but he says you might in the west, in the mountains, there is an estate belonging to one of the first 6 vampires. He is perpetually grumpy because he feels responsible for allowing the Shadowfell to invade the space. He is the most reasonable of the 6 houses of vampires. And for millennia, voted against vampires joining with the Shadowfell, with the creatures of the Shadowfell, to invade the material plane. However, there was a pesky group of adventurers who killed him immediately before a council of vampires, so he could not attend to vote against that alliance, and therefore the vampires supported this shadow general entity. I don't know all of the details. My guess is he doesn't know all of them either because he was dead temporarily. But he might have more information.
does he have a name, or a name that you would be?
His name is Kieran Blackthorn.
Kieran.
Chiron.
Chiron.
Blackthorn. My understanding is the leading council of the Emerald Blades eliminated him just in time to miss kind of an important meeting.
I feel like we would all throw incredulous eyebrows at Cooper as that's being said.
Killed temporarily.
at Cooper or Elise. They both may have been involved.
Sure, why not?
What house are you part of? And what's
I am not a part of a house.
a house, just a empire.
I mean,
You're just like a bill on Capitol Hill.
I mean, he's responsible for my turning, but I'm not part of his house. His house are creatures of the Shadowfell.
Do you know more about the Shadowfell? Any info you can give us about the Shadowfell? Why is it so, like, why the existence of it, like how it came about or anything like that? Any like just hey, here's some, enjoy your trip to the Shadowfell, and like they give you a pamphlet. Is there anything like that you can give us?
This is my understanding. Is the Shadowfell is where the dead go to move on to where they are going to end up. That is the
Like a purgatory.
more of a road. I believe it's commonly referred to as a transitory plane. It is an avenue from which to go from the living to the place of rest in the outer planes. It is one, the Feywild is often considered another transitory plane. Enix, what are you guys doing? What's next on the agenda this evening?
Well, I don't know.
Well, you're in charge.
Just because I want to know what happened with these particular story threads, the folks that we had. How long has it been since we got into town in to set up this whole storyline?
You mean since returning from the forest? From the Iron
Yeah,
Gate?
basically since we started, we set up the trade routes with all of the folks going out and like getting lumber and whatnot and building roads and all that stuff. Has it been long enough that they've started
it's only
coming
been
back?
like 4 days, right?
Oh.
You got back 4 days ago, and then like the carnival started, and then the carnival stopped.
Sure. And how's Fernando or whatever doing with the dead people?
There is a wild tent going up on the hill that does not look to be geometric in any way that makes sense, but seems like the pinnacle of revelry, if I'm honest. It's the party is so great they don't abide geometry, or that is what will happen seemingly.
Is it because of the people who set it up, or because by the time we're all done drinking, it won't matter?
Yes, both of those.
Okay.
It's also to do with like what is left of the tents, right? Like a lot of them were pretty heavily damaged in the windstorm. So,
well,
as you approach that hillside, by the way, 2 or 3 of the carnies come to you and they say, "Hey, you haven't seen Durham, have you?"
Who did they address that to?
You, because you're in charge this week.
Oh God, I liked this rule until I had to make decisions. Yeah. Had Durham ever told you why he came here?
Yeah, because it was a newly popularized city. The trade roads were opened up. He thought that there would be some value in coming here since there were so many merchants and folks flocking to the town, and that because the trade roads had recently opened, it would be good for the town to allow this new degree of revelry and whatnot.
Okay.
To be more connected to the greater population.
Sure. Well, he succeeded in connecting with a member of the population. Is there anyone else in your camp that might be able to kind of like run the show for perhaps a couple years.
Man, you know, like Henny would have been the guy, but he's dead.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know if anybody's really. I mean,
Are you having a good time
and
at his
then,
party?
And maybe Cobb, but he also died.
Oh.
I don't know. I guess we could like cast lots and figure out who's in charge, but we kind of don't really have like a. There's not like a next in line kind of organizational structure. We're just kind of
Sure. Well, he had
family
a
of folks
pretty
that works together, you know.
okay. He had a pretty ornate desk and set up there. Like, were there any kind of like business continuity plans or anything like that?
I mean, no, like we didn't really have continuity plans because like we don't really. Honestly, we haven't really been able to think about what happens if, you know, somebody takes a. Did he leave? Is he just gone? Like,
No,
where did he
he's
go?
not. He's not gone. He just said that he had some business to take care of with his sister for a couple of years. So
That
he's gonna be.
seems crazy. Wait,
I
he
mean, it
has
sounds. I thought it was. Yeah,
to take
I
care
thought
of
it was
with
weird
his
too.
sister for a couple of years. He would have told us, surely.
But well, I mean, you think he would have told us too, because you know we.
But
were talking
apparently
about
he
him for a
did
while.
because you're telling us.
Well, yeah, he said that. Like he said, it's really important that he takes care of some stuff for a couple of years.
Well, like
He'll
his
be
sister
back.
and I thought his sister was dead.
No,
Wait,
well,
what?
it's complicated. There's a whole side story that it's she's up there. I mean, if you want to go talk to her, feel free. But it's
Wait,
it's
his sister's
fine.
alive?
Yeah, she is. It's the weirdest thing.
So he's just gonna stay here with her then?
Yeah.
All right, well,
Yeah,
let's
I
go
know,
have a
it's-
chat with him then and figure it out.
Well,
They
that'll be.
were-
Go ahead. No, he's on a whatever this world's version of a Zoom call is. He's going to be on that for the next couple years, so he won't be available.
That's a wild amount of energy. 2 years, like what?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means. Like what?
You know how once a year it gets really cold and like snow comes down.
Yeah, that's
it's
called
been
winter.
a
Yeah,
while.
I mean,
yeah,
we
yeah,
know-
yeah. Two
We're not
winters
stupid.
from
We
now.
understand seasons.
Look, man, you're
I
the one that
understand. Like
said
I understand what 2 years means.
you literally just said you don't know what 2 years is. So I'm just, I'm
no,
just trying
I
to,
said I don't know like how he's gonna maintain a spell for 2. We know like like Carney magic. That's not even like real
Well, look,
magic. That's
we're
mostly
getting-
bluster.
We're getting hung up on all the wrong stuff. That you actually bring up a good point though. He's not going to be around for a while, so I think, and with the battle with the huge bird thing, it didn't go so well for your guys specifically. So I think what we actually had a conversation about this a little while ago. I think if you have a bunch of you have the heels and then you have the heroes. I think if you started a whole new show,
I mean, they prefer to go by babyface, but yeah.
okay, so babyface is the heel.
No. The baby faces are like the good guys. The heels are the bad guys.
Okay, all right. So the babyface. So the heels, there's more of them than there are baby faces now, I think. So what would be a really great storyline for you guys is if all the heels, I don't know, somehow like
Sure, yeah. Like the
recruited some
creative
new people
aspects
and
of the
became-
narrative, we can figure out. What I'm concerned about is like the administrative stuff. Like Durham was really good at that, and like not a lot of other people were. Like, where is Durham to like administrate, or did he have like? Did he like give you a note to give us about like who should
No, he
take
literally
that
he
over?
said, and he disappeared, and he went and said, "I'll see you guys later."
He said, "I'll see you guys."
Well, actually, his last words to his sister before he
Wait, his last words. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
that sounds very terminal, and I
Like,
don't mean it that way.
what do you mean
No, he'll be
last
back in a couple.
words?
You know what? You're so hung up on the here and now. Just come back in a couple years. He'll be fine.
We're trying to like run a business. Yeah, we're a little hung up on the here and now. Like,
Well, there's a lot of people here in town that I bet you could hire to be a
do you have any
bookkeeper or a manager or something.
recommendations? I mean, you own a pretty
Um,
successful business.
Yeah,
Is
well,
that Baron guy available?
we could go talk to him. He's got his own kind of fun hang-ups, but maybe we could either
What?
talk to him or maybe the
Hang-ups?
mayor. Yeah, there's kind of there's a child named George living inside of him, which is
That,
like
wait,
that's a
wait,
whole
like
a whole
he
side
has
story.
another personality, and like sometimes he reserve like.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're both cool. They're great people. They're
Oh.
well, Baron's a person. Well, I guess George is a person too. But anyways, maybe we should go talk to the. Would the mayor be helpful right now? He's probably a little kind of right now. Yeah, let's go talk to Baron. Baron would probably be helpful. I think Baron would be right up because how in this world
Mm-hmm.
I have completely forgotten the Baron's assistant who basically runs the place.
His sister, you mean? Veruca?
Yeah. Veruca. We should go talk to Veruca because like that seems right up. She's good at a lot of stuff. That seems kind of right up her alley. I don't know if she'd deal with, but we should go talk to her.
I don't know if she deal with the likes of you, but
Well, we could
just
talk to
gesture
Baron
that
and her at
all
the
of
same
us-
time. Maybe the two of them. I mean, I mean, we ask her to do a lot, and she's super helpful. But I think she's kind of done with our bullshit. So maybe she could, deal with all your business. So we can go talk to her if you want.
You were just in the business of breaking up siblings today, aren't you?
Well,
All right, that's fine. Yeah, you guys had.
Well, look, earlier I was gonna try and feed some of the people we're literally talking to right now.
Yeah,
I wanted
yeah,
to put them in
that's
a
not
box.
lost on me, you monster. That's still very clear and present in my mind. You lead a couple of these carnival folk to Jeffrey's sweet treats or whatever. Jeffrey's spicy, saucy sandwiches or
A juicy sandwich
juicy sandwich
experience.
That's right.
Thank you.
And there is Baron and Veruca. They kind of look up and they're like, "Oh, hey, boss, how's it going?" Person
Hey,
who
I'll-
employs us to run their business for them. What can we do for you?
Did they already know why we're?
No. This is me, the DM, reminding
okay.
you of the relationship you currently have with these people that you're trying to palm off on someone else.
Well, I'm not trying to palm them off. I'm trying to. So okay, I pulled it. Is it just me? Is everyone else just looking?
No, I think
just,
everybody
like,
else is staring at you,
wide-eyed at me, wondering what the hell I'm doing.
I don't think anyone's wondering what the hell you're doing. I think they're wondering where it's going to go and delighting in that.
I would like to know where this is going to go.
Okay.
So, I kind of like, hey, Baron and Veruca, let's go down to the basement for a minute. I need to show you some new inventory we got going down there.
And they say, "Okay, that sounds great." And they head
Yeah,
down
so
to the
I-
basement.
Yeah, we go down there because I want to explain the situation
Mhm.
of what the hell is going on here,
Mhm.
right? Hey, so,
While that's happening, I refill my Big Mai.
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
So, their boss
hmm
is currently protecting the town
Okay.
for the next 2 years. So,
Sure.
it's so he's not going to be around. He's in the Shadowfell for the next 2 years, defending. What is it? There's a ward on him. I have actually forgotten the exact term. Like he needs to stay in the Shadowfell for the next couple years so that the Shadowfell does not become here.
Yeah, that makes sense. They're just
So-
like taking it on faith. They're like, "Yeah."
So I
yeah,
know-
that
I know
sounds
it sounds-
wild, but absolutely accurate.
Yeah, I know it sounds kind of it's you've already bought it more than this guy did. So
Baron looks at you and he says, "I have a ghost inside me,
yes,
so this is not."
yeah. So it's you actually sent us back from the Shadowfell to here.
Yeah.
So you
yeah,
understand, you know what's going on.
Sure.
So their former boss is gonna be there for a couple years, but I don't want to tell him that we're the one that put him there. So they need someone to handle their administrative duties. And what do you think, guys? Do you think they can pay better than we can? Or
Absolutely.
Do you know
not.
anybody?
Yeah.
Do you know anybody?
There's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
way. There's no way that they can pay better than you can.
Well, he also brought her from the Empire out here to us.
Yeah.
So. Like,
Oh.
yeah.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah. He sent away for her to help him run the business while he was off helping you not die in Goldhome. Yeah.
Yeah.
And granted, she was like some kind of line cook who is definitely not being respected in the Empire.
Sure.
And all that. She wanted to.
But that's all
abandon that
background
pretty hardcore.
you weren't aware of.
Right, yeah.
We're filling the blanks.
Well, now that I've already launched us down this route, now that you're telling me this, does it sound like the kind of thing that Veruca would want to do?
Veruca looks at you and she says, I don't know geography well. Here's the thing. I know enough. I don't know a lot about carnival businesses, but I know enough that if you're going to administer a carnival, you should probably know fundamental things like where towns are. I don't. So I don't know if I'm the best person to do that. And Baron looks at you and he goes, and I'm not working for a carnival. I have a contract with y'all. I'm sorry. You're right, George. We have a contract with you all.
Does Veruca respond to that at all? Like, we never addressed like,
Is
what.
George able to legally sign a binding contract?
George is a child and not
George
here.
is like 14.
11.
George is 24. He just stopped getting older at 11.
Oh.
Technically, he is of age to sign contracts. Well,
Got it.
his spirit is,
Yes.
He's not.
but I guess like in terms of mental processes, it's kind of a shady loophole. Yes,
That
Dimitri.
also just saved us from child labor law.
Wow,
There's no child labor laws in D&D.
There's
Fair.
no children in Wind's Hollow.
There's no children in Wind's
that's
Hollow
true.
either.
It's just swords. Flying
What
swords.
about what about these? Who were the giants that we sent around?
The
The
Goliaths.
Goliaths.
The Goliaths.
That's literally the same thought I had. Oh.
They
But
know
we sent 'em out-
geography.
But the thing, the one holdup is they have Aaron's kind of thing in mind, right?
But I mean, they're
Associated.
they're very
I mean,
enthusiastic about
maybe they
traveling
could-
the map.
Yeah, I guess next time they're around. Are they
I
around?
thought they were back.
They are
should I-
currently in town, yeah.
They're back because they were here for the carnival. Because we've seen them at the carnival.
Well, let's see. They were here. They came here to try and set up trade routes, right?
No, the
No, they
Goliath.
came here
Oh, I'm
to
sorry, I'm
mourn
talking
the
about
death of their
the
brother.
This-
The
I'm
dwarves
thinking of a
love
different
the
group of
trade
people.
route.
I'm thinking of the dwarves. Yeah. Well, the dwarves are very good with. Have a very good map of the area.
They're
They have a very good
emissaries
map
of
of the dwarven
the underground.
tunnels beneath the area.
No, that sounds like a perfect place for a carnival.
We
They're
disagree,
all the time.
frankly. Like,
we could go talk to the Goliaths.
Yeah, let's do it.
okay, you guys head to Aaron's, who is
Oh, this the
Aaron
worst
is
spot that's
currently
gonna happen.
hosting the Goliaths,
Oh, this is the worst.
and she
Have
says,
I-
"Oh,
have
do
I-
we have business for you? Do I have?
Have I ever
Oh,
met these
I wanna-
people?
Hey guys!
I don't know if you have met the
We
Goliaths.
want to
You've definitely met
introduce you
Aaron.
to some friends of ours. Yeah, no, that literally was about being like, I'm pretty sure you haven't crossed paths. Want to introduce you to some friends of ours. Hey, Aaron. Hey, everyone. I'm sorry I don't remember your names really quick. You've been traveling a lot, and you could have come up with fun, new, awesome names.
Yes, Bit. They did. What are those names?
Yeah. So there's 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and they're all Goliaths, right?
Yes. These are all
Okay.
Goliaths. There's not a Minotaur thrown in to confuse you.
Right. No, understood. What's the gender identification of these 3?
Tough to tell.
Tough to tell. All right. So.
It's the magic of the word y'all. Just-
Oh, I know. They're So, in the spirit of making sure that we've got complete clarity and understanding, one of them is name is now called the Roaming Rick.
Okay.
Roaming Richard. He goes by Roaming Rick. The next one is going to be the Regal Ricardo.
Okay.
And he like is very hoity and such. And the third is
It's Lucy. Because you got Ricky, Ricardo, and then you got Lucy.
Yeah, I actually like that. Yep, that's
Okay.
actually where I was gonna go with it, but I'm trying to get a good. Lovely Lucy is gonna
I
be the
see,
last
okay.
one. Yep.
Ricardo,
so-
and Lucy. All right.
Yep, Ricky, Ricardo, and Lucy. Yep, exactly. And so Enix meet Ricky, meet Ricardo and Lucy, and this is Cooper over here. Have you guys found any new shrines and whatnot in your travels?
Yeah. He says I left you a map at Jeffrey's, and
Oh, sweet. Yeah. We'll definitely check it out. Thank you.
Mhm.
So have you guys been enjoying traveling around the lands?
yeah, it's been a refreshing change of pace.
Well, tell you what, Enix.
How how did they just say that? Because that sounded very sarcastic.
No.
Oh,
they-
insight check, I guess.
Yeah, no, they seem genuine. Like they
Okay.
live in a
actually
mountain
had a-
community that doesn't like. There's not a lot of traveling in the Goliath culture.
Okay.
And so like this is like a different thing for them. They're they seem actually fairly pleased to be kind of bounding
Roaming the
against the
countryside.
expectations of a traditional society of Goliaths.
How
There's
familiar are
mini pack of adventures.
how familiar are they with the Underdark?
Not at all.
How
They don't need to know that.
how much would they okay great, I got this. So hey, do they have a collective name? It's like,
The
Hey, y'all.
Goliaths, they don't have like a party name, no.
okay, hey y'all, so our friends, which carnies are with us right now anyways?
None.
None. You. Oh no, you.
Oh,
Brought
we
two
ditched
of
them back at-
You brought two with you. Like two of the Henrys are with you.
Okay. Hey y'all, so we got the Henrys here. They're from the carnival was just in town.
Mhm.
You probably saw them throwing each other around. It was kind of cool.
Mhm.
They as it turns out, they're in need of they need some help that seem to be kind of right up your alley. If you're willing, they're looking for someone to kind of handle a lot of the administrative duties, like pick out places for them to go, set up relationships with towns as they go around. You'd be able to travel around like you did before, and make a few gold on the side.
Interesting.
And if you're down for it, or if it's something that you're interested in, they came to us because their former boss is going to be tied up for a couple of years. Poor choice of words. Going to be occupied for the next couple of years.
It's not a poor choice of words. Dimitri tied them up.
Well, I wouldn't tell them.
I see.
He's gonna be occupied for the next couple of years. So if it's something that you might be interested in, you can kind of
So they just want us to like pick out towns and stuff for them to go to.
pick out towns and handle some of the. Do you guys Henry's? Do you guys have like a bookkeeper or anything?
Yeah, I mean,
Or did-
Durham is in charge of payroll and bookkeeping
Okay, so you'd
and
be in charge of
Henny was like in charge of like distribution, but Henny's dead. So
Okay, so what job roles do you need filled? Actually,
those
Exactly.
ones. We need somebody
okay.
to administer like the routing, and then someone to take care of like pay and distribution.
are the Goliaths any good at money?
They're looking at you like, I mean, we don't really have it in our hometown, but I'm how hard can it be, right? It's just like
Can
counting
you-
and like doing math. It's like we'll just
it
get like
something-
we'll just get like a
I'm-
notebook, and then it'll be easy, right?
I'm genuinely trying to decide if Enix the character would, since I wanted to literally throw these people again in the box, if I would care if I was sending their business to ruin. Just to
Good
get them
question.
out of our
It's
face
a good question.
because I want to get this. Yeah, sounds great. Do you think you got? Yeah, Henrys, do you think that would? I mean, were you privy to any of what Ornette or DeVale did for your bookkeeping?
I mean, not super
Just-
privy, but like his books are still there, so I'm sure they can get caught up.
Oh yeah, just read the books. I'm sure it'll be good. If you two are amenable to this, you know, I think you two should do business for the next exactly how many days until
2 years.
2 years? Okay, great.
Yeah, both parties seem to be relatively in agreement here. It looks like the Goliaths are going to be responsible for administering the carnival, and I mean they're pretty strong as well, so they'll be able
Yeah.
to fill in the roles of like
Vandal
setup and
Savage.
like handling like
Yeah.
setup and teardown the way that
Henry.
Big Henry and Randall could. And they say, all right, yeah, that seems great. And you've effectively thrown these Goliaths at the problem. And we'll see how successful that is. I don't know.
We've got 2
May I rec-
years until we have to find out.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. I turn over to Ricardo. I'm like, would you wanna? You guys have eaten over at Jeffrey's. Would you want to chat up with Baron to kind of see how he does this kind of thing on a regular before you head out?
Yeah, we can like take some lessons, and then we'll work with Baron, and then we'll be good. It can't be that hard.
How does Aaron feel about this?
Aaron seems fine with it. Like they're not like
It was like their friend, right? Or brothers, right?
right. So their brother and her were partners.
Yeah.
And then their brother died. So it's kind of like an in-law situation. And like I don't know, like they come and visit occasionally, but they don't necessarily like live with her. They just stay with her
They
when they're in
exist.
town. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, this seems to be fine. You have solved this problem. Congratulations, Enix. You have commanded your way into our hearts and minds. From there, is there anything
know,
else immediately, Enix, that you want to tie up here?
Well, we're talking about leaving town
Mhm.
after this, right? To go check out.
Largely, I don't know where you're headed. That's also up to you because you're in charge this week. But
right.
you're
well,
leaving Winds Hollow.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if there's any threads at all that I care about. Quite frankly. Let's see. We got the amulet. Well, the town, the fair is an absolute shit show, and that's how I want it to be. The fair / funeral. The amulets are back. Does anyone care about how well, no one cares about that.
Ooh. Are there still merchants in town?
Yeah, there's always merchants coming into that town.
There was a huge like gluttony of them, weren't there?
Yeah,
Oh,
because they
for
heard
the
about
carnival,
they had
yeah.
heard about the carnival. Yeah.
Can we go perusing
Yeah, you can.
Let's go peruse.
specifically for Dimitri's +1 bow?
There we go.
Didn't you you have a +1 bow that has been commissioned to be constructed? Like
No,
you
Did
told
I?
Torg to make one.
to make
and he's-
arrows.
Oh, yeah.
He's making
No, make arrows.
Oh,
How-
arrows. Okay.
How far from here
'Cause-
is? Sorry, go ahead.
Because the theory was is Torg said that like he's not
He was
too
out of
sure if they're
practice.
gonna work too good there, and we said, well, with practice, and so
Oh,
we
right,
gave him a task of not creating one magical thing,
But several that
many
could
magical
all be
things.
catastrophic in and of themselves. That's
Yes.
Yeah, so there's lots of merchants in town. You can make a Dimitri. Nope, it's still Enix's turn to be captain. Enix, make me a investigation check using your charisma modifier instead of your intelligence.
Nice.
Can I
I
give
need a
him
D20 for that, and they all have
advantage?
You can if you are proficient in investigation.
I I'm proficient in investigation because I'm
Excellent.
also a ranger.
Okay. Sorry, advantaged investigation
Using charisma instead of intelligence, yes.
using. Oh, that's advantaged makes that an 18.
Yeah, you manage to. You're kind of like getting lost in like the hubbub of the merchants in outside of Winds Hollow, and like suddenly you just like snap to focus, and you're not really sure like what the impetus is, but like you feel like drawn to this merchant, and he has some like not commonplace, because commonplace magic items aren't really a thing, but like the most like kind of easy to find slash create magic items. So like you do see like various types of +1 weapons, including bows, as well as like there's a couple of shields that seem to be like maybe like after negotiating, you get the idea that they're like +1 shields. Nothing like super fancy for sale here. It's all kind of like functional and then magical, rather than like ornate and beautiful and then magical. But like there are functional magic items here.
Is it on me still?
It's
I
always
don't-
on you. This is
Oh.
your week, man.
Well, I need to buy. Hey, everybody, look at this stuff. I know I could use a better shield. You said it's a +1 shield.
Yeah.
Okay, I could
Is
use
your
one
staff a
of those.
two-handed staff?
The one that turns
The
me into a
Kiruji
bear.
staff, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't actually say.
Does it say it's a staff or a spear?
It's a spear.
I think it can be used either way. Let me look. Spears.
One or two-handed, I believe.
Oh no, they're just one-handed weapons. Yep.
Cool.
One-handed melee weapons. There is a +1 wooden shield that looks like a barrel lid, frankly, but is magical.
It's better than what I got.
It's magical barrel. Yes.
Well, I'd like to buy the magical barrel for myself.
Mhm.
Does anyone? How much money? Well, I have plenty of money. What? How did I get so much? Someone gave me 1,000 gold, and I don't remember why.
For
Oh,
the,
for the
guiding bolt
for the
spells.
things that
The guiding
caught
bolts.
me.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, so I would like to buy. Do we all need these? How many of each of these things are there?
I mean, there's enough here to outfit all of you if you have enough gold to do so.
I certainly do. Well, how much do they want for it?
This is the shield's gonna be 3,000 gold, and then that bow you're looking at is 2,500.
So, how about I don't want to say the things that are about to come out of my mouth.
Damn.
How about go F yourself? Is that what you were gonna say?
Yeah, so
I
we
mean-
just I'm not hi, my name's Enix. I don't know how long you've been in town.
Mhm.
Did you just come here for the festival?
Say the things. Do the things.
Yeah, I mean, more or less. Yeah, we came here because we thought there'd be some
Okay.
added traffic
So
because of the carnival that was in town, and then the
so
windstorm
you've been around,
came and
you've
all
seen all of the how all hell's broken loose, quite literally.
Mhm. Yeah, it's
Um,
going to be real lucrative for us.
Yeah, so we fixed that.
Oh.
So instead
Oh,
of
damn.
instead of 3,000 for the shield, how about you knock a 0 or 2 off of that?
A 0 or 2? No.
Yeah.
That's the magical ingredients alone to make the magic shield are at least 2,000 gold. So this is like item material costs. This isn't like that's not even labor. Like the lowest I could go on the
1,000.
shield is like 2,500 for the shield. That's the lowest I could go.
I don't Do you see where you are right now?
Yeah.
Do you want to sell this stuff?
I don't understand the
We-
veiled
so-
threat. What do you mean?
We we have bankrolled a large part of this town, if I'm perfectly honest.
Then you
And-
shouldn't have any problem coming up with the
Well,
money
you
for
see, but
a
we
shield.
bankrolled it in the past tense, and what I'm saying is that 10,000 gold got us a whole town.
Yeah,
right,
this is a third as nice as the town.
I would disagree with that, and also I do not care for your tone.
Well, let's think about this. How much a material costs? Is it to build your town with, he like counts, he says 11 buildings and a wall.
Well, let me put it to you. How much material cost does it cost to make a shield made out of a barrel lid?
Yeah, so the barrel lid is not the expensive part of the material cost. The expensive part of the material cost is the arcane components to imbue magic into
components.
it.
So what parts of those
cost 2,000 gold in and of themselves.
What 2,000 gold? Where did you get that number from?
That is the amount of gold I paid to acquire those materials. They're very rare materials, only found on the Glass Shores, shipped in from the Hutchinson Trade Company. It's a very rare type of refined fulgurite that is utilized for the imbuement of magic items.
I wish I still had the notes so I could go back and look at fulgurite again.
They wouldn't be in the notes. It's the wrong campaign entirely. Those of
What?
you in the audience who have been around for a while
No.
will know exactly what all those things are.
I remember fulgurite. I remember
So
all this stuff has come up before.
Yeah, so Torg has a small stockpile of fulgurite that he's been kind of like shaving down to make these like crappy scrolls, basically. You get the idea that like fulgurite, yes, is pretty expensive. Actually, you might have keener insights because one of your party has just been in Commonwealth where the fulgurite is being, I guess, collected and exported.
That was going to be my next question. Is it like, I'm trying to BS my way through this, but how much would I think that it's actually worth what this guy's trying to tell me it's worth?
You would have to ask Cooper.
Hey, Cooper.
Yeah.
So we have a little bit of a homina over on the side. And I don't even care if the guy hears me, to be quite honest. Like, hey, what is this actually? You've heard the whole conversation, right?
Yeah.
How much would you say this thing's actually worth?
Oh, like 300 gold, maybe like max.
Oh, Cooper,
Okay.
it is 100% worth way more than 300 gold. Like,
No.
Oh, it is?
yeah. So, like, the materials are...
300.
Like, you can tell him 300 if you want, but, like, the materials... Like, literally, this is, like, divine energy that has been concentrated into fulgurite that, upon harvesting, has a tendency to explode and kill people.
Oh, wow.
But
300
it's just a
gold
plus
max.
one shield?
I mean, it's not a ton of fulgurite, but it's expensive.
I'm like getting
Okay.
behind the merchant, like
Mhm.
trying to like bracket,
Sure.
bracket the merchant.
I mean,
on
you
one
can
side.
you can make the claim that it's worth 300 gold, but like
Yes.
you know that
Wait.
it's worth quite a bit more than that.
I know. I'm trying
How
to.
much is it worth, though? Like,
He
by
does
Glass
not
Shore
seem to
standards.
be terribly off base. If you were to like find this item in the Glass Shores, it would probably be all in about 2,000 gold, but that's before like the transportation costs to get it to Vol, and like the dangers of transporting it, right? Like it's not stable stuff ever until it becomes like imbued into an item, right? Like the raw
Oh,
materials
sure.
used in crafting magic items. Like there's a reason that before this was discovered, there weren't magic items that were created, right? It was just like finding relics and bygones of the past. Like, you are literally, like, it's an unstable element that is used to do a thing that had not been done in 1,000 years. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
In that case, rewind the tape a little bit.
Mhm.
Cooper would be like, "Oh yeah, that's a totally reasonable price for what he's asking." It's
So,
just-
see, a
so
denizen of the
scary.
Glass Shores himself says,
Yeah, what's up, man?
Well, Cooper, why don't you tell me how much that bow's worth?
In terms of, like, Glass Shores price, probably, like...
No, here right now. Like how much? If I wanted to buy that bow,
No,
how
I'm
much would you pay
I'm
for
telling
it?
Cooper,
Oh,
if you were
okay.
going to buy it on the Glass Shores, it'd be like 1,600 gold.
Oh, it'd be like 1,600 gold. It's like a lot, but it's just kind of spooky to work with, so it's pretty
Well,
fair.
hey, Dimitri, you've had your eye on that for a while, haven't you?
A +1 bow, a magical bow would be good for the party. Yes.
Yeah. How about we'll give you 1,600.
Make a persuasion check.
Also, I'll need to borrow 400 gold from someone.
I think we have enough to scratch that,
Yeah,
right?
you've got enough between your party goods that it won't be hard to come up with.
Oof. Can I use a Benny, please?
Yeah, we are not in the red zone, so sure.
This merchant becomes the red zone. No, this
So
is
we
just
have to
hard
piss them off that
bargaining.
much, yeah.
It's one of those.
Yeah, he says
It's one of those.
He says, yeah, that's been taking up shelf space for a while. 1,600 gold seems fair.
Here you go, Dimitri. You have a bow. And I have no money now. And whoever
Party friend. Welcome to debt.
I know that in real life all too well. That's
Let's not time it.
well, I guess since I'm out
Are there
of
any fun other magic items that he has that are not necessarily like maybe the more like the wondrous items? I guess does he have anything like that?
Yeah. Give me a minute to look at his inventory and his ledger in order to come up with what he has currently.
He's a weird staff of the Magi just bouncing around.
So is it just a longbow +1, or is there specialties to this
No, it's
longbow?
literally just a +1 longbow. Yeah.
You've got magical damage now,
Yeah, it overcomes damage resistance for things
which
that are
is
resistant to
so
non-magic
wonderful
items.
now.
Yeah. Are there no?
I'll be right back. Someone else drive the boat.
Okay.
We're waiting to drive the boat until he comes back.
That's a bummer. All right. I was hoping that Van Richten's guide had some magic items in it, but it doesn't.
Tasha's does.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm pulling it out now.
They have a
Careful
random.
with my Tashas.
They have a really random henna tattoo. It's not a henna tattoo. It's just a tattoo. The dude
That's
with the
weird.
needle in the back.
Be sure to wipe off your hands before you touch my Tashas. That's the deluxe edition. And I got it from Grace. It's important.
Grace is delightful. I'm very happy
Yeah.
that you found Grace. There's like a couple of like mortar and pestle sets, and like a couple of rings.
What are these?
The rings are the mortar and pestle sets.
Both?
Oh, this is the mortar and pestles. They aid in the creation of alchemical substances.
Okay.
And then the rings. I think that one is that one talks to you. And that other one, it's Oh, that one's for holding on to magic that lets you like keep
Put
your
spells
magic
in it?
day to day. What's up?
Like keep spells in it?
Like yeah,
Like
like
spell storing?
yeah. It's like it caps at level 5. It stores 5 levels of spells.
How much do you want for that?
This is that's a pretty rare item. That's not just a simple magic weapon. The ring probably 4,000.
Yeah, that's what I figured. And I'm assuming that's give or take what it actually would be worth, or maybe a little bit less if it was on the Glass Shores.
This looks more ornate. This seems like it hasn't been crafted, but like it has been found. So
It's more like a relic.
Yeah, more of a relic. Like
How long have you had it?
This is I just came into this one. Just came off the boat about a month ago in Valance, so I've been holding on to it for not very long. It doesn't take up a lot of space, so I'm willing to give it a little more shelf space, a little bit longer than a big, a big shield that takes up a whole shelf.
Well, that's definitely something to think about.
All right.
Anything you'd want to trade for it?
Well, what are you offering? I don't know what you've got.
I've got some dust of dryness, a little bag of it, if you would like some.
I mean, like, I could knock off 500 or 600 gold for dust of dryness if you had like all the pellets.
Give some
I've got like 6 of them.
I mean, I could knock off like 400 gold maybe.
You got some very high specialty wine.
Specialty wine. Well, I mean, I'm not opposed to trading in commodities. What kind of wine?
I desperately want to just take a swig of this stuff right in front of him.
Ah!
So what kind of wine?
Have we ever? Okay, real quick side question, because I want to go down a dumb line of thought. How much, when we have drank the wine in the past, how much have we drank? How much does it turn us into a skelly?
Not much. Like it's a serving.
Okay, if I just like put like just a mouthful, would it turn me into a full skeleton for just like a couple of minutes?
It's not like a time thing. I mean, like it's not like the amount you consume dictates the duration. It like it does the thing or it doesn't do the thing.
Okay, well, so we've got this wine, and we still have some of the pears too, don't we?
You do, yeah.
So we have.
You also have like an
some
inside
fun
track
spices.
on the supply of pears.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like there aren't a lot of people who know where those come from.
So we've got a fair supply of these. It'd be great for spooky season. If you eat one of these pears or drink some of this pear wine, which is delicious, by the way, you look like a skeleton. You don't turn into a skeleton, but you look like a skeleton to everyone else. It scares the hell out of everyone, and it's great.
But I don't. That's terrifying. Why would I want to?
Well,
scare
no, but
everyone?
you sell it to other people. Like some people, their thing is to scare other people, right? So you sell it to them.
Oh, like
for
a prank or a joke shop.
A novelty.
Yeah,
A novelty.
a novelty joke wine. Yes.
So I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess there's.
Look,
some
you've
value.
got a bunch.
And for what it's worth, that type of illusionary magic in a drink. I mean, think about the possibilities.
Yeah, you got a bunch of magical stuff
bad.
here
It is
Sure,
already.
like it's
It
like a
sounds like
hilarious
such a-
time. Yeah, I mean, like I see what you're saying, but like, what do we? I mean, like, what? I can give you another like 50 gold. I mean, I don't know. Like, what am I gonna? I'm gonna sell joke wine to somebody, and then they're gonna scare their friends. Okay,
I've done it like 3 times this week, so it's
I
great.
mean,
It's
yeah.
great.
Like, I think it'll be fun, but like,
Would
I mean,
We also have some particularly rare spices as well that
Oh.
maybe
That might be
value.
Would
to
Big Mar be mad if we sold Big Mar potion?
Big Mar potion will not work for anyone.
Work on other people.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
It is decidedly only valuable to y'all.
What
Oh,
about
Would the
your
spices
spiritual
not work for
connection.
other people then?
What's that?
Would the spices not work for other people then?
I mean, the spices are not like part of that potion. They're just like
Okay.
a stockpile of spices. But your spiritual connection with Big Mar is what allows those potions to work. Otherwise, they're just like Kool-Aid, essentially.
what about red dragon scales? Are those of any interest to you?
He says you have red dragon scales?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, those would be of interest to me.
How many scales for the ring?
Uh, 6.
How many scales for the shield?
Oh, the shield's been the deal's been closed on the shield. We can't,
Yeah,
we can't undo
It's been
deals.
purchased. Oh no,
shield's
the
been
bow's been
bow's been
purchased.
purchased.
Bow's
Oh,
been
the
purchased.
Shield
shield.
hasn't.
The shield. I mean, I guess the shield I could do for 3.
Y'all want anything else?
Is there anything else here of that he has
So,
apparently?
I mean, the mortar and pestle sounds like it could be a valuable
An alchemical creator.
addition to like.
The tool
it's
set.
daytime right now, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Roscoe. Roscoe surely is within earshot.
He like peeks out his shop. Says,
I like point at the thing. I'm like, would you like this kind of thing?
He says, I mean, like it'd be cool, but like, don't buy me stuff. That's a gift that's beyond the appropriateness of like that. I'm not out there risking my life with y'all. Like that's too much.
Got it.
Baron's like, I'd take it. I mean, that doesn't seem inappropriate for me.
Oh yeah.
but
So how much for the mortar and pestle?
says I don't know. Like in terms of, we're still talking about dragon scales.
Dragon
dragon
scales.
scale.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
dragon
guess
scales.
I guess 2 red dragon scales for the mortar.
So we're up to.
How about we do a bundle deal here
Mhm.
and just do? Well, would you said you wanted 6 for the ring.
6
What
for
about the
ring,
one that
3 for
talks
the
to
shield.
you? What do you mean it talks to you?
It just like chats with you. I don't know. Like I don't know the whole story behind the ring. Look, like it talks to me when I put it on, and so I take it off because I don't like rings talking to me. That's weird.
So
It is
6
weird.
6 for the ring.
Mhm.
You said 3 for the shield.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then 2 for the mortar and pestle. We're at
How about we
11.
just do?
I'm sorry, are we
how
talking about
Can we
6
just
gold or
10?
6,000? What?
How we do
6
No,
red
we're-
dragon
Dragon scale.
scales.
We're talking red dragon scales.
Okay.
Can we just do all 3 of those items for 10 since we're moving inventory for you, moving a big hulking air thing that's taking up space, and then we're moving this.
He says we could do that, or we could round up to 12, and I could throw in this magic rock.
Magic
What's
rock.
the rock do?
I don't know. It's got something to do with the Feywild, but
Done.
I want the rock.
How many skills do we have?
Wait, he just said it.
total?
yep.
We're not going to talk about that.
Oh,
Done.
okay.
All right. So
Okay. I don't know how many scales he has, if I'm honest. So
so
I know it's less
We-
than 20, but like, ooh,
we bought a crate of scales back from
That
right.
is
the
true.
tower,
Mhm.
and
Oh.
I think
And there's
I
definitely
think,
more.
yeah. There's way more. We have
There's a whole dragon still.
there's
Well,
a
then
whole
can I-
dragon full of
Can I have
scales,
my
yeah.
100? Can I have my our 1,600 gold
No,
back?
that deal's already
No,
closed,
that's-
man.
that's
Like,
still
we-
dead.
I'm trying
Okay.
to filch on deals now? That's outrageous.
Not as outrageous as some of the other nonsense that's happened. Tonight.
I don't disagree. All right, so you have purchased a ring of spell storing that stores 5 levels of spells. You've purchased a +1 magic barrel lid shield and a +1 longbow. And then you've purchased a Feywild shard, which gives you an attunement to the Feywild should you ever come across a teleportation spell. Or some sort of similar magic that would like open a gate or whatnot.
Yep.
And then
All-
the mortar and pestle.
It doubles your proficiency bonus when you are making using alchemy tools.
So
Nice.
isn't that actually good? Yeah, good for you, Dimitri. Because
Yeah,
you
I
just
think so.
yeah, because you're just half proficient and stuff. So like now you're just normal proficient in it.
I've got a
He's
lot
half
of,
proficient in carpentry. He's fully proficient in alchemy.
I'm fully proficient in alchemy.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
So now you can double your proficiency bonus when you use this mortal and pestle.
Because I've been collecting a lot of alchemical stuff.
Well,
True.
yeah, I mean, like,
Cool.
we'll see. Who knows what's going to happen in the future?
We'll roll the dice. But yeah, so for scales that we just had collecting dust. Because
Um,
I think if I remember correctly, we brought a box of them back and it had like 20 in it.
yeah, so you
some of them
brought
were
a box of
used.
dragon like spit that was used to make
Yes.
like fire grenades, and like a box of vials of dragon blood, and then a box of dragon scales. Yeah.
And I think didn't some of the scales get used for armor or something like that?
Mhm.
What
So,
we're wearing, yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
And then I was just like, here's the other ones, and
Mhm.
get all the
And
stuff.
now it's
So-
one less thing you have to keep track of on the road since you're leaving town. You do have a lot of stuff to keep track of, which I'll remind you, like, we still like are dealing with encumbrance, so
Yes.
you'll have to bring a cart. Also, I don't know how many horses you're bringing with you. There's like a lot of questions that we still need to kind of like hammer through. So I'm gonna end like this time frame, right? I feel like you're mostly merchant done.
Yes.
You guys spend the next like 2 weeks, kind of like wrapping things up in Winds Hollow.
How was the party? How drunk did we get?
Wildly drunk, so drunk
Excellent.
that Morty decided to walk around town and the hillside detecting magic. Morty, that belt that you have put on a gravestone to collect dust
I
is
didn't.
wildly magical.
Oh, of course it is.
That
Like,
title
he
belt
pushed-
is
He pushed a
filled
button and
with
got
magic.
larger.
Mhm.
No, I can't take it from.
Okay.
That would be like I would let someone else know so I didn't have it. Like
Sure.
I mean, it
Yeah,
wouldn't be
that's
my problem. But like I'd probably like, hey guys, I was walking around, not a great look, but that belt, magical.
It does
saying
denote.
anything.
It does denote you. Just if you possess the belt. Let me. I statted this out on D&D Beyond. That's how serious this belt is.
Oh, wow.
Give me a moment.
Then we better take
It's
it.
a 24/7 belt.
It kind of. Homebrew collection. That is.
We should
Taking it with
totally
us?
take the belt.
Are we taking it with us?
I mean, we'll see. I'm not going to tell you what the
as-
magical. I'm not going to tell you what the magical implications are until you decide whether you take it or not.
We
But
took
I
it
will
because
let
we
you know distinctly that it identifies the wearer as the undisputed heavyweight champion of all of Northern Vol. So this is a big deal. Like it has renown to it. People specific people know about this belt, right? Like it's not nothing.
which specific people?
Like people who are like following who's the undisputed heavyweight champion of Northern Vol. So
Okay.
like
The
maybe like
other
11
thing-
people, but like
But the other part of this, guys, hear me out, and then I'm gonna defer to NX for a full decision.
Mhm.
Is letting it die here might not be a good look. And then we could tell the story of him through us carrying it. But I think
And-
NX should decide on that.
And Enix, think about not just Big Bear, but
Big-
Humongo Bear.
Wait,
well,
it
so
gets better.
I will say
Gargantuan
that, like,
plus.
so his like that belt will not have the same impact while he's
Oh, okay.
wild shaped, right? So
Okay.
like
Unless
maybe
he
he's
pushes
not,
the button.
Maybe he's
Well,
not
and why he's saying it.
even then.
He's
Maybe
saying
he's
it
not the
now.
best person for the belt. But it is a pretty powerful belt.
I think.
Yeah.
So here's it's coming with us, and here's why.
All right, so we know why. Next, I'm going to ask you how, but that's fine.
Oh, well, this will tell you how as well. So during the course of the party, as it gets further and further off the rails, because we are like drinking. I mean, Jeffrey's sold beer and other types of ales, right? Like there's lots of alcohol involved. I feel like since we were partially responsible for their death, I say we, even though I'm not actually part of the business, but we sponsored the alcohol consumption of this party. So as we're 20, 30 drinks in, we get to talking with the carnies, and they're just they're telling all the stories of all the great times they had with
Savage Randall Cobb.
Savage Randall Cobb. Thank you. I wanted to say the other one, the real name. But they were telling a story about all the great times they had with Savage Randall Cobb. And we got to saying, well, specifically Morty did, but we collectively got to talking about how it would be a shame to let his legacy die by just letting the belt stay here. So we are not making any claims to being the heavyweight champion of Northern Vale, but wouldn't it be great to carry this around and show it off to the people of the world? And that way we can spread the story of Savage Randall Cobb to all the places that we're going to visit.
Okay.
That was also extraordinarily slurred, and like half the words were just dropped. You know how it is when you're trying. So
it's the carnies seem to be support. They're like, we couldn't beat him, so we haven't earned it, but it should keep going.
And I just imagine in my head Morty just like, kind of stumbling his way over, and like he trips and his arm manages to hook the belt, and he gets back up and he's just like, yeah.
And then I
like,
immediately hand it to one person and one person only. Cooper.
Are you
And like I feel like the hand, it just goes like this, and it kind of keeps going. I'm like, or the belt's probably bigger than me, honestly. I'm just
when it's not like fastened, it's taller than you for sure. Yeah.
I'm like, this is hell, and I feel like I'm like probably just like holding on to it, and I'm like hoping I'm like, let's say it, and like as soon as it go, I'm just like flip over.
Are you accepting this belt, Coop?
I accept.
This championship title belt marks you as the undisputed champion of pugilistic bouts in all of Northern Gaul. The leather belt is beset with several golden plates, one cumbersomely large in the center and front of your pelvis, and several uniform smaller ones extending around both sides to the back, where the belt fastens with a series of snaps. It's festooned with hundreds of pieces of cut glass immaculately arranged and indecipherable from diamonds, rubies, or other gemstones at first blush. Are you going to take the time to attune to this belt?
Hell yeah.
Spend an hour to attune to this belt. While wearing this belt, your strength score changes to 23.
Oh, yeah.
Additionally, the belt has 3 charges. As a bonus action, one of the charges can be used to enlarge or shrink the wearer one size category as per the reduce enlarge spell for 1 minute, no concentration required. When attuned to this item, folks notice you. You can embrace the persona of either heel or babyface. The selection takes a short rest to transition from one to another. If you are attuned as a heel, you can add your proficiency bonus to intimidation checks. If you're already proficient with intimidation checks, you can double your proficiency bonus. You gain proficiency with improvised items as weapons, so-called foreign objects. They deal 1d4 base damage plus your strength bonus, plus your melee attack bonus. And Law enforcement officials and other acting authorities seem particularly oblivious to your minor transgressions. When you commit such acts a mildly reasonable, though not necessarily convincing distraction is enough to draw their focus. Further, these officials seem particularly fragile. They fall unconscious when they take damage equal to 10 hit points or more. Or you can attune to it as a baby face. You can add your proficiency bonus to persuasion checks. If you're already proficient in persuasion, you can double your proficiency bonus. You gain advantage on acrobatics dexterity checks to navigate battle, enter a building, or avoid danger. And when met with crowds, groups of more than 6 people, you may exchange a small personal trinket for their support. The most recommended of these are sunglasses and or t-shirts. This support allows you to call on them for a small, non-life-threatening errand. If you offer your trinket to a child, the group will be even more enamored and will complete a medium non-threatening favor. Those are negotiated on the fly as we use the belt. In addition, the North Vol Heavyweight Championship title belt has the feature Open Challenge. Once attuned to this item, you represent the robust history of Northern Vol. When challenged in single combat by a humanoid, you must abide. If you fail in this task, the artifact immediately attunes to the humanoid that bested you. You are afforded 1 contractual rematch.
Dang.
Yeah.
Please send me that entire description.
I will. I will just add
I
it.
started taking notes, and then I was like, no.
I think I can just add it to your character sheet in D&D Beyond.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
You can add, yeah, you can be sure to add those things too.
Ooh. It's
I'll
gonna
open
make
it.
me a big boy.
It can make you.
We
a
need
big
to-
boy.
Cooper, when I next time I turn into a big bear, you need to turn into Big Cooper and we
Big
need a high
Coop.
five.
Yes,
But like
and then
way
we
over
wrestle.
everyone's head.
You can literally do that right now because I think the tallest one of us is like 3 foot
Well,
tall.
That's
yeah,
true,
but it needs to
you
be even
could.
more impressive than that.
It's like the Golden Arch straight
We
over.
can charge money for it for
I
people
mean,
to watch.
like if you're attuned as a heel, that might be fine, but people might be offended if, a good guy was charging money to see a high five. It seems ridiculous.
Oh, I was talking about
William Shatner
wrestling.
does it.
Man.
Well,
Yeah,
he's not
kind of a
he's
kind
not
of
a
bad
baby
dude.
face.
I don't
He's a
know.
heel, yeah.
Sick.
All right, I have added it.
Like, while Brian's distracted,
To
where were we
your
going
opinion.
next? Were we going to Bell or Unter?
It is an attunement item. I'm gonna go ahead and attune it to you also.
Okay.
I've
Go to
added
the
it your
watch.
character sheet.
We are traveling to our lighthouse or the watchtower to discuss the dragon that's there and the removal of that body.
Okay,
Take it
that's
to-
the part that I missed when I got up. I'm like, which direction is that on the map?
It's west.
West.
It's west.
West.
We're just going west.
It's the tower to the west. It's like.
Oh,
four
yeah,
rows.
okay. I see.
We also
The-
want to talk to the dwarves.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
God, there's so much stuff
We're
to wrap
never
up.
leaving
stuff to
town.
Jeez.
This is so on brand.
Well, yeah.
Can we
well, they
just speed run that conversation and then get the hell out of town?
You're in charge tonight. What do you want to
Oh
do?
man. What do we want to spit? What do we want to talk to them about? Just that we're leaving?
You guys are good, right?
Oh, can we? Yeah, okay. Can we ask that? I would like to ask the dwarves if it is possible to get a copy of their map. Or is it? Are we allowed to use the dwarven tunnels? Like,
they
is that a
say
thing?
it is absolutely not possible for you to get a copy of this map. It is a national security, like it's a security threat to the city of Winter.
okay, is it? If we were to come across these tunnels, are we as not dwarves allowed to use those tunnels?
He says not typically, and he hands you a signet ring, and he says, but let them know that you have dealt with ministers of mining from the city of Winter.
How would we, without a map, how would we find these tunnels?
You won't. That's the point of the map. He says various mines may be connected, but largely those tunnels have been buried for security now that this region is terrible.
Okay, I need to put.
There are some deeper tunnels that connect major cities in different areas, but those are external to Bell.
Would, if we're heading shortly out of town,
Mhm.
so 2 questions. Is there anything that you want from us before we go? Because I know you'd want to talk to us about setting up trade routes. And number 2, while we're out of town, if we ran into other folks such as yourselves, do you think people would be willing to guide us in the direction of these tunnels should they be beneficial to someone that we'd be in them to get around faster?
Potentially, the signet ring will give you a little bit of, it carries some weight, knowing that you've touched base with me. He says, just really quick, I guess I need you to sign these documents.
What do the documents say?
They sign over mining rights to Goldholm to the dwarves.
What specifically? So me, out of character, I'm the type of person that I read every last word on that contract. So what does it say?
It says that you're signing over mining rights to the dwarves for Goldholm, for the Goldholm mine. In exchange, they will take responsibility for clearing out the mine and draining it, as well as making the
mine that we
inhabitable.
flooded.
Yeah, that's the one. As well as making the town inhabitable, and a trade source, a source of trade in the region. In exchange for that, the mined goods from the mine are the property of the city of Winter.
Do I have the authority to sign that?
As far as they are concerned, yes.
Okay.
You are the one. You were the ones that cleared the shadow entity out of Goldholm. There is no one else who has greater authority than you do to sign over the mining rights. He says there might be disputes later on, but that's later on's problem.
Not that I want to belabor this, but I feel like something like that we ought to at least fly it past Ornath before I just sign it over, because I'm just some guy.
He says Ornath has no jurisdiction in Goldholm. He's the mayor of this town, not that town.
Oh, of
that
Goldholm.
Town doesn't have a mayor.
Goldholm.
He says that town doesn't have a mayor. You're more authoritative than anyone else because you were involved in the shoo-shooing of the shadow entities from the mine.
Just really quick, this conversation is being held in Jeffries as we invited the dwarves and everyone to our place over sandwiches,
Of course.
right?
Yeah.
I want to see where this goes. Let's sign it.
Hey, Baron!
What?
Baron says,
What?
what?
Enix, is there anything that you'd like to ask Baron or people that Baron are close to?
Yeah, hey Baron. So the dwarves, do they have names? Or are they just the dwarves? Doesn't matter. The dwarves here, they are interested in setting up a mining operation in Goldholm. They've presented me with a contract. I frankly don't know if I have the authority to sign this. What do you think?
Why are you asking me? Why would I have authority to sign it?
I don't know. Spit, why'd you call him?
Goldholm is involved, and I think we know somebody who might have a vested interest in knowing what's happening with Goldholm.
Are you suggesting that George, the 11-year-old ghost, should be the one
He's
signing
24
this
and can sign contracts, from what I understand. I've been
Yeah,
told.
we've been over this. I came back to that conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is George. Do you want to? And George says, I don't know what what. I guess,
Meanwhile, my
it's
hand is
spooky.
already swiping on the paper.
Sure.
It's signed.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I've already grown completely impatient with the back and forth with literally Baron with himself. from the outside. So
Yeah,
like
that's
I've
exactly
signed.
what it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, I've signed this thing, and I've already
excellent.
walked out the door.
Excellent. So the signet ring he gave you now gives you advantage on charisma checks with dwarves, particularly related to Unter and all of the access points. That does
Sorry,
not
I'm fighting
mean
with-
that all access points will be open for you. It means you have advantage when dealing with dwarves to open those access points. Sometimes the answer will always be no.
Yeah.
But you are considered, for all intents and purposes, a friend of Unter.
How do we reach you if we want to travel to Unter?
Will be in Goldholm, draining the mine.
So you guys will be personally there. Is there another contingent that's going to be coming with you as well? And when can that be
Periodically,
expected to be here?
we'll have to go and investigate and kind of get a general survey of the land. So that'll take a month or two.
I do have a request. There is a gentleman up there that is nearby.
Mhm.
Please do not tamper with him. He's one of the very few living souls in the area.
Oh, is he in the city of Goldholm?
He's not in the city of Goldholm, but he's.
Well, we don't
he's
have any
near
right
enough.
to anything outside the city
Okay.
of Goldholm. This
Cool
contract only
beans.
works for the city and the mine. So,
Perfect.
You will probably go past him though on the way to Goldholm,
oh,
I believe.
is he friendly?
Yeah,
Hopefully.
he's
It's a nice
you'll
bear.
you'll recognize him because
I'm
there's
sorry.
a fence.
He has a nice bear.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. That whatever.
There's not
I
many
mean, I
people that
could-
have bears.
Yeah, he has a fence.
Yeah, you'll be able to tell you're there because there's a fence made of what was it, skulls?
Whoosh magic.
It's witch
Yeah.
magic. It's a witch magic fence. Yeah.
So you don't. I mean, if you run across him, he's a nice guy. If you want to avoid him, just stay outside the fence, and you're also probably good.
Oh, okay.
Don't do anything to the
but-
fence.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, we wouldn't dream of damaging people's property and fencing. That would be
Rude.
rude. Yeah. Okay.
No, pleasure doing business with you, and I hope
Indeed, it is.
it works out for all of us.
Me too.
Great.
Should I have? I should have done. Can I, in hindsight, do
Nope.
an insight check
Sure can't.
to see? Well, no, I just want to know how much I feel like I just got bamboozled. Not that I can do anything about it, but I want to know. I want to know how poorly I just managed this. A 9.
Probably badly, but you don't have any evidence to support that. You don't feel
Yeah.
good about what you've done, but
Well, in the interest of moving our lives and the story along, I figured it'd be best to just go along with it.
fair enough.
So,
Anything else you all would like to do before you leave Winds Hollow for what might be quite some time?
now let's
I
get out of
think
here.
I think I
Okay.
was having Aaron carve me some buttstocks for my guns or my
Yeah, they're done.
gun.
Sure. Yeah. You all head out with I guess a talking ox and 3 horses and 2 carts full of crap, and hit the road going west. And as
It's
you
our crap.
Yep, it's all your crap. As you wander off into sunset, this is where we will end this arc of In the Red, as you leave Winds Hollow and begin to explore the rest of the whole country I mapped out for you beyond 4 hexes in 2 years ago. And that is where we will sunset this week's adventures of In the Red. You guys can go ahead and level up for next week.
Wow!
So that is a thing you can do. You have some cool new items. Presumably some cool new abilities as well when you level up for next week. What is next week? Next week is not Thanksgiving. That is the week after,
No,
right?
it's the correct.
I will be gone that following that Thanksgiving week.
Yeah, I think we're gonna not play on the 23rd because of the holiday
Mhm.
week. So we will play next week, and then we'll pick up again on the 30th. So go ahead and level up your folks. I think that makes you level 9 or level 10. I don't remember.
I was gonna
10.
say this sends us to 10. Is that tier 3 now?
No, that is still
11.
tier
No.
2. 11 is big
Okay.
tier 3. So that's where we'll leave it this week. If you are following along at home, you can be engaged while following along at home by going to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Initiative Coffee Company. $3 a month gives these folks a penny every month to use in various ways described below in the panels. $15 a month gives either your heroes here or me some NPC or a group of NPCs like the miners that they have just encountered to either assist or bedevil our heroes. Otherwise, you can create a Fey Spirit that will do the same, either help or hinder our heroes in that endeavor. I guess if you want, you can help make a shadow monster too of some kind that will beleaguer our friends and make bad news for them. That's the $15 tier at patreon.com/Initiative Coffee Co. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube as well. We have a Twitter that we announce when we go live, when I remember to post, but I'm bad at Twitter. I'll try to do better, I promise. That's Init Coffee Co. Other than that, check out initiativecoffeeco.com. Buy some coffee. You can support both the company or Rise Above the Disorder with our partnership with Holly Conrad, or our friends at Jasper's Game Day with our partnership with Mini Terrain Domain through our Help Action Coffee program. Aside from that, we will be back Monday for the next episode of Storm King's Thunder, our Season 5 Adventures League romp through the content adjacent to Storm King's Thunder, the module and hardbook from Wizards of the Coast. We'll be back here next Tuesday for the next episode of In the Red. Hopefully you'll join us for either that or the prior or the both. Do both. That's fun. Aside from that, until next time, have fun, play safe, and as always, roll together. Thanks, folks.